Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Aljamain out of Atlanta, Georgia, but I got my brother from another mother, but we got the same father on with us this morning. This is Mr. Logan Frank Logan. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, man. My prayers go out to Florida and all the surrounding areas,
Yes,
man. I
sir.
pray those people are okay.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And all of you that's listening, all of you that's listening this morning, please, please, if you get a moment, if you get an opportunity, say a prayer as well. They need your prayers right now. You know, we probably can't physically get there and do anything for them. We could probably send some things, but at the same time, one thing that we can do, we can pray. We can all pray. So please pray for them. They need it. Lord knows they need it right now. They really do. Frank, what's on your heart, brother? It's a Thursday morning. What's on your heart, brother? Let's talk.
And I'm just really I'm grateful, Raheem. I mean, I'm grateful with a hesitancy not to be smug, um, not to feel entitled. It's almost like there's sometimes that you can have a minor injury, but it's serious enough to go to the hospital. And while you're there waiting for them to give you one stitch or something like that, man, you see people that are coming in with gunshot wounds or, they come in, their family screaming and they're not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much to be grateful for, man. I heard this young lady last night as she was leaving and they were telling them to evacuate. And she said, evacuating is not free.
Mm-hmm.
We so easy to say, go, just leave. It's got to be rough, man. Leaving, you just halfway got your house back together. You're gonna leave, your house is gonna get destroyed, and then you have these people that are taking advantage of the suffering of these people, and they're jacking up hotel rooms,
Mm-hmm.
$600 a night,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Gas prices. That's just, man. I feel for these people, man, because they're doing the same thing we're doing. It's just trying to live a life, and
Mm-hmm.
it's nobody did this to them. It was, just nature.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it just breaks my heart. Following what's going on with them, man, and it's nothing nobody can do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Nothing. You certainly can't stop it. You cannot stop it.
No,
You can't.
no,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Wow. Wow. And so that's why I say what I say, man. Please say a prayer. Please say a prayer.
Yes,
Say a prayer. Badger, good
yes.
morning. Badger, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Another beautiful and blessed day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, what do you say to that, Badger? They need us right now, man. They need our prayers. Ain't nothing. It's nothing really that they did to cause this. It's just like Frank said, is nature, man. Nature
A
having its way.
hurricane?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, pretty much. But that's the thing about our human species
Mm-hmm.
and the perception of things. And it's an unfortunate what's the word I'm trying to find here? Unfortunate truth of what we deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Um dude, I'm like for me dealing with human beings when it comes to all that, you know, what's karma, what's not, is what's happening a punishment, is it not? It there's so many variations individualization, ideologies, and things of that nature. And then you have, a whole different concept of, a lot of them people didn't really want the government to help or be involved in their lives, and didn't want to, pay taxes and all that. And then now they're turning around yelling at FEMA.
Hmm.
So it's all across the board, man.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that really knows if it's a punishment or not is God, and we're not Him.
Well, I have my feelings in regards to the punishment part of it. I have my feelings and my thoughts on that. But right now, I think what's more important, outside of whether I feel it's a punishment or not, they need help. Right now, they're in a situation where, regardless of how I feel about it, whether I think it's a punishment or whether I feel it's not, whether it's just well, I ain't gonna say just Mother Nature, but it's Mother Nature doing what Mother Nature does. All that I wrap all that up in a nice little package and put it to the side for a second or two, because right now I know that these people are in dire need, man. They need help, and regardless of their stance, whether they did is, I put all that in one box together and I put it on the shelf, man. And I
Cool.
know that these people need help right now. These people need help, and I'm praying for them, man. I wish I had more to do to help them. I wish there was more that I could do, but
I
what
mean,
I
you could drive down
but
there
what
and
I
help.
end up but why would I drive down there, Badger?
Well, you said you want to help.
But why would I drive down there?
There's a way.
Why would I drive down to a place, Badger, that people are evacuating and there's no one there? Why would I drive there? What am I gonna do once I get there?
I mean, the
What am I
hurricane's
what am I
done
gonna do?
now, right?
There's nobody there, Badger. What am I gonna do when I get there?
They're cleaning up the roads.
Okay, okay. Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem in the Morning Globe family.
How do you feel about this, Leonard? And like I said, regardless of how I feel
Feel
about
about
it,
what?
this situation that's going on with the hurricane, regardless of how I feel about it and what situation, how they got there, whatever, that's not important. Right now, they need prayer. They need prayer. I can say how I feel about it, whether I think it's a punishment or whether I think it's not, or whatever the case. All that at this point don't matter. What matters is these people need help, man. What do you think about it, Leonard?
I mean, like I said, what you do is you pray and hope that they do well. I have friends and family there. Check in with them to make sure they're doing okay. Which the one who just moved there is doing. He said is doing well. A lot of the issues were south of him,
Mm-hmm.
and it's how it always is. That's where you expect those types of things to happen, and some people stay, some people go.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that's sure is it's definitely where it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some people are going to leave, some people are going to stay. I know several people who have lost just about everything they've had in these hurricanes in these areas.
And see, you said the
What
ideal
do you
thing,
think?
these hurricanes, because it's not just one. It's not just one. They're
No,
happening,
it
man.
says this is the season.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the season.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, like one, I'm from the north. I this season. What you need to do is because of what it does, and then you sit there and you wonder, where's the preparation? What do you do to prepare? Like I was following with my friend. How are you doing? Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Preparing for the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
I call my sister. How are you doing? Oh, we hunkered down, preparing for the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a natural phenomenon commonly in that area. Lots of family lost everything they had in New Orleans hurricane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But these people are aware of that, so they do the best that they can to survive that, just like you would do for any other natural disaster.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I was talking to my wife about it. We was talking yesterday, day before yesterday. I can't remember exactly what day it was. And I told her, I said, baby, in Florida is a beautiful place. It is. I like going to Florida when we go, Miami, places like that. But there's no way I could live there, man. Because this, like you said, this season is coming. Every year it's coming. And every year I have to pack up and leave and come back and not knowing what I'm coming back to, if I have anything to come back to at all. Man, now that's a little much for me. That's a little much for me. But sometimes, people don't have a choice where they live. And if in Mississippi, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Great morning, God morning to everybody.
Eddie, what do you think about this whole hurricane situation that's going on? There's been a couple of that's come through. People left, then they came back, and unfortunately, they had to leave again because another one came through that was worse than the first. What do you think? And I know we need to pray for them, but
Well,
what else?
yeah, we do much prayer. I've been in the hurricane. I'm right here, Alabama, right? Whenever Hurricane Katrina came through, we got hit very, very hard. We've seen it happen before. We know the power of a hurricane. My mother had a mobile home. The whole top was taken off like a sardine can.
Good Lord.
We had trees on our porch. We had to stay in a place for a few days because the trees was all across the road. So that can be very devastating. It can be horrible, but I pray for them, everyone down there. I understand some people maybe cannot afford to leave. But if you can leave, you need to get out because they was talking last night about that hurricane is very, very powerful. And many will probably lose their lives in that hurricane if they don't evacuate. So I'm just praying for all of them down there. One thing I can say, when we went through the hurricane with Katrina, FEMA was really, really quick. We received phone calls saying, go to the hotel, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
They was real fast. They moved very fast. So I was so grateful for that. They came out. They had when they couldn't come, they had people coming, calling you, asking you what your bank account number is, give us your routing number. We're gonna deposit some of your account for a hotel. They done all of that. So I thank God when we went through that. I thank God for FEMA. I mean, the government moved real fast at that time. So I pray, and I know the President Biden is doing a wonderful job on making sure that the funds are there. And I know, that they're going to be able to get help very soon. But I just pray that no lives will be lost. That's what I pray.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray that God will speak to the wind and calm that category 5 down to something a little lower than that.
Exactly. Frank, talk to me, brother.
We've been praying. Today's Thursday, since last week Thursday. We come together. Annie just mentioned FEMA.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the job that they do, in supporting those people, the sheriffs down there, that they said on the last storm, I think they rescued 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
To put your life in danger like that, to help someone else, man, that's unbelievable. The fire department, with these down wires and DTE and everybody else,
yeah,
they go out there in the rain,
mm-hmm,
the next day, and you got these down wires and it's in water.
Yep.
That's dangerous.
Very.
Man, these we minimize, and Raheem, you're absolutely right. There's no reason for anybody who's not trained to help.
Mm-hmm.
Because these people, not only they do that in Florida, they do it all over the world.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Some people have dedicated their lives to do this type of work. And the last thing they need are some people. Now, there are some things that we can do. We can send water, we can send donations. And unfortunately, with all of the crooked and evil people, you have to, vet who it is that you're sending money to and any type of supplies to make sure it gets to the people.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some wonderful people out here, man, that do an unbelievable job. Even that reporter that walked out in that water, put that woman on his back.
Yep, exactly.
That was a black woman, a white man.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he could have said, I'm not going out there. He could have just, if anything, he could have just stopped the recording. Hey, we got to get her some help. Let me get off. You know, I got to shut down, and did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But he saved her life, because they said if he wouldn't have walked out there, her car would have been underwater by the time the rescue team got there.
Exactly.
So hats off to them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hats off to them.
Absolutely. Badger, talk to me, brother.
I mean, dude, I had a pretty decent debate yesterday about this whole FEMA thing. And I mean, all the way back, even when Trump was president, the House and Senate has been sitting on bills and things for like a reconstruction of natural disaster issues, making sure funds are there and all kinds of stuff. And there's been multiple states. I mean, Florida's been hit by 5 hurricanes this year.
Mm-hmm.
Texas has been hit by 1. I ain't checked if California or anything has. I know they got hit with a lot of flooding this year. There's been a bunch of tornadoes this year. The allotted funds seem to have got used a lot faster than normal this year. And it's been so wild for me to sit here and watch all this fighting and different things that are happening, and there are people helping other people coming from other states to go help other people. To North Carolina, I've seen some heading to Georgia. I know some's going to be heading to Florida, and all kinds of things. So there's always response. I don't know exactly what people are expecting our government to do, because they can't just snap their fingers and make it all better.
Mm.
It just don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
The only being that can do that is God.
Do you think the government is doing enough?
Man, that's a loaded one. That's very loaded. I'm not going. I'm going to say our Senate and our Congress do what they want. I could care less about what presidential face is being presented.
Well, I'm not talking about individual. I'm talking about government as a whole. Do you think our government as a whole, regardless of who's in office or who, Republican, Democrat, whatever it is, do you think our government is doing enough?
I don't think they listen to the experts and prepared the way they should have.
Okay. Toussaint, good morning.
Hey, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Raheem.
Yes.
Real quick. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and see, that's part of the problem right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is sometimes we lean to confusion. Why is there any confusion when you can just look at the facts and common sense? Every governor, Republican or Democrat, has been in contact not only with the president, but with the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
The president has been given his personal number out to not only the governors, but the mayors.
Yes.
A mayor yesterday said she was shocked to get a call from the president of the United States, and to quote her, she told him, whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just her. It is even with the lies of these radical people. Every governor and mayor has said they have told us whatever we need, and then they have been asked, do you have what you need? They said, and some.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So where does the freaking confusion come in? They went right to the source. Why do we want to be? We just want to be confused. See, and that causes issues, especially when you have somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene telling people that the government controls the weather and they cause these storms.
Mm.
See, these people that are confused, even us. Oh, well, I just look at the facts. Don't look for confusion. Look at the freaking facts. These people, at this time, there's no reason to take sides. This is a national disaster. There's no reason. It's not Democrat or Republican.
Mhm.
These are just people
Mm-hmm.
that need help. And the people that need help are saying we're getting it.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is the foolishness that they're putting out there, a lot of those people won't even see because they don't even have power.
Mm-hmm. I got
Stop
I got
that,
I
man.
I got
Stop that.
I got a lot of friends in Augusta, Georgia right now that just don't have power, man. The power's been out.
Yep.
You know, I told a couple of them, man, look here, if y'all need to, you know, we got some room down here, man. I told them, I said, look, come on down here, man. We got room. Come on. But they didn't want to leave because they say, you know, people are breaking in. When people leave, people are breaking into the houses and all kind of stuff. So they didn't want to leave the house. I like, man, y'all ain't got to stay like that, man. Come on down here. We got room. You know, we'll put you, we'll put you in a room, put you in a hotel, whatever we need to do. And so you're right, man. They can't see the news. You know, they can't. They can't cook their food. The food in the refrigerator that they have is going bad because there's no power.
But Raheem, why do we choose confusion when it's not necessary? Raheem,
Yes.
I'm calling you. Raheem, hey man, I need $3.
Mm-hmm.
Can you send it to me? And I hear my phone go ching.
Yeah.
And my Cash App says $3 just sent from Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do I have to be confused?
No.
Oh, well, maybe that wasn't Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really Cash App? I don't know. I called you and asked for the help. You sent it to me. Where's the confusion?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
And if you choose to be confused, just go out in your yard and run around in circles and be confused. You ever see a dog chase its tail? Go do that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And if you're Mississippi, talk to me. Tucson, call back in, brother.
I'm with Frank. I mean, this is just sad. Here these people are going through so much, and this crazy idiot, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and her people wants to put out a lie, because here's the thing about it. They already know that whatever they say, the people that follows them, the MAGA crowd, is going to jump on it and they're going to run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever narrative they put out there, they know it's going to, people going to run with it. And it's just sad that people don't use their common sense. President Biden, yesterday, he made a speech, and he was talking about how that woman was purposely spreading lies, talking about, the government caused this, they're doing this right here to make Trump look bad. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But what's even crazier is people believe it.
Yeah.
The internet is full of dumb people.
Mm-hmm.
The world is full of dumb people.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever people put out there, whatever, Trump already said a long time ago. He said, whatever I say, they're going to fall for it anyway.
Yeah.
I can say the sky's green. They're going to say, oh, it's green. It's green. He said it's green. It's green.
Mm-hmm.
So, where's the common sense? Where's the logic in all of this? How in the angle of what I want to say, how can the government cause a hurricane? But the people that have a small brain,
Mm-hmm.
have a small mind, because you come from the MAGA crowd, it's got to be true.
Mm-hmm.
President Biden is doing everything he can to get help to these people, and they are receiving it. They're happy about it. Like Frank said, he's personally calling them to let them know that he's there. The funds are there. Whatever you need, take it, is yours. But because they're moving so quickly, that orange clown wants to go to a MAGA crowd He wants to say it's the worst in the history. I've never seen it's the worst I ever seen. They ain't got no help. All he do is a lie. But the sickening part of the whole Republican plan is the people fall for it. Whatever this person say or his people say, it's gotta be true. Because after all, he's an honest man. He never told the truth a day in his life. All he do is a lie. And he knows it. It's sad right here. It hurts my heart to see people being that ignorant. It really does.
Wow. Leonard, talk to me, brother. Did the Democrats cause this hurricane?
If you told some people that they believe, it's easy to make a fool out of stupid people, bro. It's not difficult at all, bro.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Wow.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know who you if you just wanted to pick with some, it's refreshing to hear somebody else on the line say straightforward, direct things.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you, Frank.
Wow. Frank said,
I hear people all day talk about, I get on your case quite a bit, right? And other, you got meetings that you can go to where the meeting is all about what somebody else ain't doing. That's why I ain't at your meeting, fool.
Yeah. Wow.
There's some people that ain't gonna never be satisfied. You can put a glass of water in their hand, and rather than drink it, they rather holler about how thirsty they are.
Yeah. Man, I only got 10 cubes of ice, man. I need 11. No, I need 11 cubes
Come
of
on,
ice.
man. Come on. You know them. That's why we can't associate with them.
Wow.
Because they'll never know. They'll never know. They just perpetually ignorant.
Wow. So should they
you have to realize you have to separate the wheat from the tares.
Hey Leonard. Should they do like Frank said, go out in the yard and just chase the tail like the dog do, run in circles?
What? And then catch it and swear somebody else did them.
Wow.
You ever seen a dog? You ever watch a dog actually catch his tail and bite himself and then holler? Or you sit there, you holler at him, you damn fool. That's your tail. Can't you tell you wagging it? That's how folk act. You be sitting there, you be making excuses for them. Well, my daddy wasn't in my life. Well, we was home. Well, we was this. Well, yeah, I know. Half the people figuring it out, and the other half don't want to. Rather than talk about all the successes and how we made it over, you rather talk about somebody who ain't never made a decent decision in their life. And then you want to sit around there like our problems are their problems. They're not. They're just not.
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Toussaint, good morning, brother. How you doing this morning?
I'm all right. Good.
Now you about to add to it. You are
biased because I can't call people sapsuckers, but Leonard can call them a damn fool.
Hey, Leonard over there in the corner, man. I got him some milk and cookies over there right now. He enjoying himself, man.
It was the dog. I was talking about the dog.
Toussaint, did the Democrats cause these hurricanes, man? Did the Democrats cause these hurricanes? People saying that, man. The Democrats, they did it. They even caused them fires over there in California. The Democrats did it. Biden did it. Biden did it. And Kamala.
That was liar Kamala.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
Just for votes. He did it for votes.
Y'all something else.
What day is it? Is it way I wish it?
No,
we repeating the day.
Look.
We had this day we wasn't satisfied with it. We going back.
It's way out Wednesday extended. Way out Wednesday extended.
The Democratic had. I want to protest because the Democrats have repeated a day.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 Wednesdays in the week. Them daggone Democrats.
Did it again. The dirty dogs. The dirty dogs. Dirty dogs.
We had this day already.
Exactly.
What we doing here? What is wrong with people?
Man, look. Look. Hey, hey, some going on. Some going on my phone line, man. It's skipping a little bit this morning. I don't know if I need to shut the phone line down and bring it back up. Keep talking to Tucson. Something going on with it though. Huh?
I bet you heard what
I can't hear you, Tucson. Can y'all understand what Tucson's saying? Can y'all understand? Huh?
I can't.
No,
Yeah, it's Tucson. Hang up a call back in, brother. We might got a bad connection. Hang up a call right back in. Might be a bad connection on your line. Okay. Badger, talk to me, brother.
I was trying to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing all kinds of stuff being said.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna kind of approach like from where I was earlier. Assuming that's where everything still is.
Go ahead, brother.
You know, the blame game and the different things that our society has a really bad habit of doing. I'm just wondering how long is it gonna take, for that accountability to kick in for people. And to me, that
explain that you say accountability on what behalf? What exactly are we talking about? Accountability. Explain that. Certainly, I know what accountability mean, but what do you mean when you say that?
so, like in the situation where people are complaining about FEMA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're complaining about the FDA and so on and so on. Well, if a person is just stuck wanting to vote just one way, or if they're presented with information and they're not even willing to read or try to understand what's going on, and they just do this thing on repeat. I think that was an Albert Einstein quote. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not the actual definition based on a dictionary. That was just a quote from Albert Einstein, or at least that's the way it is presented. And we're quick. A lot of people are quick to blame the politicians, blame the face of America, which is whoever the president is at the time, and then put all the blame on the president for anything the House and the Senate does. Almost like they expect the president to be some kind of dictator that can tell the House and Senate how to vote.
Okay, but Badger, I need you to do me a favor, because I'm a little out in the wilderness right now, so I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Explain to me how that's going to help the people that in any hurricanes right now that need help. How are you tying this together? How are you, from what you just said, woven all of this together? Because we're talking about people that need help. We're talking about people that are in terrible situations. Help me understand, Badger.
So the recent strictness to get access to help, the way the applications are done and all that kind of stuff over the past few years, which for a lot of part started during the Trump administration, because I actually went back and looked it up, was continued on in the Biden administration. There are very strict guidelines to get help from FEMA now, compared back to when Katrina happened. The guidelines are different.
Did you hear what Frank said? Did you hear? Did you hear what Frank said?
I might have missed it.
Well, he said that all of the governors and mayors and everybody has had a direct call from Biden, President of the United States of America, and told them whatever they need. He didn't tell them to go through FEMA. He didn't tell them to apply for anything. He didn't tell them to fill out no applications. He said, whatever you need, let me know, and I'll make sure you get it. Do you need anything? And they say they already have, he's already done so much. They already have an abundance of things. And so if that be the case, they don't have to fill out anything. It's not the application that you're talking about that's so that's so hard to manipulate,
Okay, so
or to navigate their way through. They're not having to deal with that, man. He said that all them governors and mayors and everybody said the same thing, that he's gone above and beyond.
So I know what you're talking about, but did you also catch the post that was put on whitehouse.gov where
Wow.
House and Congress isn't going to start actually doing anything about the bills and stuff until November 12th of allocating more money to these situations, and that's only if they approve it.
I also looked at Disney that said that Mickey was going to go down there and swim across the Atlantic Ocean and help everybody. He's going to swim on his back, but I didn't believe it. Toussaint, you wanted to say something, brother?
Yeah, let me say something. I might be totally wrong, but I ain't stupid. There's already money and funding for disasters. They don't have to come up with it. It's already there. All they have to do is release the funds. That's it. And they're going to do it every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's already in play. The Red Cross and FEMA. FEMA's there for a reason. They just didn't come up with FEMA. FEMA don't just pop up out of the blue. They're there every day. And they keep moving. For every disaster that happens, that's the federal agency that does it. But they can't have a job if there's not any funds to do their job. It's already there. They don't have to say, "Oh, we don't have to start this FEMA. We're FEMA. We're gonna have to get them off their job so they can come help." They're already there. So the Red Cross, what is the other one? United Way.
Mm-hmm.
All of these agencies are there. Some of them, there's nonprofit organizations that go and they rebuild people. You wonder, and then here's another thing: there are people that always come to disaster areas, and they come and build people's houses back up because of what they do.
Yep.
There's funds released to them to get it done. Ain't nobody now. There's process and procedure, but look, man. When during Katrina, you'd be surprised. You see people in people's houses. Man, I tell you what, I gutted my house out. I had 5 foot of water in my house. Them folks came and told me, "Get out the way. We're gonna put it back."
Mm-hmm.
And then here's another thing. Some people got insurance. Why would you live on the coastal area and don't have insurance? You got to have insurance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But till all that happens, it's already in play. I might be stupid, but sometimes we make up stuff just to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And we don't have to. I'm just saying. I'm not saying nobody making up stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we'll have to make a conversation to just prolong the time, because I don't have time to make up stuff. I don't have that time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Frank Logan, talk to me. Cassandra coming to you next, and Annie from Mississippi. Frank, talk to me, brother.
So, me and my pastor, a guy named Tony Davis, we used to meet for prayer every morning at 5:00. We pray at the church from 5 to 6, and then we would go to the gym to work out. This particular day, after we worked out, my pastor had to leave immediately to go to the airport. And we all knew that. So we were we were trying to be efficient in our workout. So I'm getting an echo real bad right here.
Okay, I'm working on it. Got you.
Some feedback. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're changing and we're about to go. And this guy is sitting next to my pastor, and he knows who he is. And he goes, "Hey, how you doing, Pastor?" Pastor says, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And the guy said, "Man, you know, I appreciate what you stand for, but I don't see how a man can waste his life doing something that does not exist." And my pastor looked at him. He said, "Oh, okay." And the guy wouldn't let up. He was like, you know, and he really came against Christianity. So my pastor engaged him, and they entered into this conversation. And the guy stood there and he looked at him, and he, you know, he's, "Oh, that's interesting. So tell me more." They talked for the next 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy finally said, "You know what? You're right." And my pastor said, "Okay, well, I'm not trying to be right, but I'm glad that I pray that you see things a little different." He said, No, you're right." He said, "So now what do you win?" He said, "What do I win?" He said, "Yeah, what do you win? I knew you had a flight to catch. You missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to distract you."
Wow.
Raheem, there's times that there's things that are brought up, like Toussaint said, that we just simply don't have time for, because you got to wonder, is this a distraction?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to derail? Because we started this day out talking about, man, and the focal point of where our hearts was this morning is where it should be on a morning like today.
Yes. Yes.
Considering these people that are in a horrible place, you know, dealing with floods and dealing. I saw roofs blown off and cars tipped over,
Mm-hmm.
and you got young people that's saying, "I can't afford to leave."
Yeah.
You got older people saying, I'm not fit enough to leave." So I just wanted to bring that back up, man. And I don't know what your topic is today, but I want to get us back on the rails.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes there's certain things that are brought up. No, we're not talking about Toussaint said it as gracefully as you can. I don't have time to defend something that doesn't even need defending.
Yeah.
When you look at the facts, everything, all these other things are a lie. So I just, if possible, I want to get our hearts back to where you had them first thing this morning, considering people that are struggling in whatever topic you have. But sometimes, I run across people and I see them coming and I know they got foolishness on their mind. I try to walk away from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then sometimes they'll just corner you and start to try to have that conversation. And I say, hey, man, I got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to get back to you.
Yeah.
Just don't have time for that.
Like Barney Fife, nip it in the bud, nip it. And Cassandra Alexander Green, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Do you know about Barney Fife?
Mm-hmm.
Nip it, Cassandra. We need to nip it this morning. We need to nip it. We're talking about the people that are in the hurricane area, and we need to pray for them. They need prayer right now because they're going through some horrible times. Like Frank said, some of them, young ones don't have enough resources to make it out. The older ones that don't have the strength and the endurance to make it out. So we need to pray for them. They need prayer right now. We can't go down there and do anything physically because it will be too dangerous for us to do so. But we can pray, Cassandra. What do you say to that?
Oh, absolutely. As we should. We should have been praying before now.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us that know we should have been praying before now.
Yeah.
You know, for the protection of the people. And you know, what amazes me is you know, when we say it rains on the just and the unjust.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we don't need to be concerned about any of that. We need to be praying for everyone in the path of this storm, hurricane, whatever they're calling it. Because I grew up on the coast, Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes.
And you know that. And man, in my life, I have seen some hurricanes that tore up. Hugo, the last one I was in.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, man, that thing. I saw a boat floating down my street. That's because my grandmother wouldn't leave, and we were downtown Charleston.
Wow.
Downtown, I mean, right there at the ocean, and she wouldn't leave. She was one of those older people. It wasn't that she couldn't leave because we wanted her to go further in, and she refused. She said if God wanted her, God was going to take her right there at her house. So me being the oldest, they volunteered me to stay with her.
Yep.
So yeah, we have to pray because, man, you have no idea. And I consider myself pretty strong, but the stuff that I saw and heard during that hurricane, oh my God. And then the aftermath, standing in line for hours trying to get water, standing in line for hours trying to get some food. It was no joke. Because you couldn't leave because they'd locked the city down. You could not leave. Nobody could leave or couldn't go out and couldn't come in. And we're a peninsula city. So we have to realize this is not a game. This ain't no play. People are going to be killed. People are going to be injured. People are going to lose everything. Everything. And this is a time for us to pray as a country.
Exactly. And I know I was actually living in Columbia when Hugo came through, and I was actually working for a moving company at that time. And when they opened up the city, we was hired to go down there and to get people's property and pack it up. And man, I was driving the truck, and it's crazy because I had to move around not cars, but houses that was in the middle of the road.
In the middle of the street, yep.
I was like, man, this house is in the middle of the road.
Raheem, there was this huge house on the corner in our city, and this is, people don't know, God is real, man. It looked like somebody picked it up, not a glass broken. It looked like somebody picked it up off of its foundation and set it in the middle of the street. It was in Time magazine. How do you move? Only God can allow that to happen. A house off of its foundation, set it in the middle of the street, and not a window broken.
Absolutely. We have a guest that's gonna be on with us. He's actually in the green room. I see you back there, brother. I'm going to come to you in just 1 second. Let me go to Annie from Mississippi. Annie, what's on your heart?
Yeah, I just pray that we will take this time, you know, with all the things going on, and not make it about a party, but unite as a country. If only for this moment right here. So rather than trying to, you know, throw shade over here and it make people feel bad about a certain thing, just come together and pray, because, you know, being in a hurricane is horrible. And if you've never been in one, you know, you just don't have a clue. But a hurricane, being in the midst of one and losing everything, you know, that can be very horrible. It's a horrible experience. And I just hope and pray that everyone will put all the policies and the politics aside and just get together, even if only for a moment, you know, if only for right now, and try to get the people back on their feet, if nothing else.
Absolutely. Hey, Leonard, hold on. Somebody wanted to say something real quick. Who's that wanted to say something?
Hey,
Say it again. Somebody wanted to say something. Okay, Leonard.
Yes, sir.
I know, and I'm coming to you for a reason, because I'm about to bring my guest in. I'm about to bring him in, but I know how you feel about a person, an individual that has a dream and don't let nothing stand between them and their dream, and they go out and they get it and they obtain it, and on the course, it's some bumps and bruises along the way or whatever, but they never stop and they never give up and they never give in, and they continue until they obtain their dream. How do you feel about that, Leonard?
The most respect to them, because one, they have a desire to do a certain thing, and it does not matter how long or how difficult it is. People say, well, it ain't easy. So what? So what? Staying alive ain't the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
In certain areas and places. So when I see my friends who have accomplished those things that they set out to accomplish, that we talked about as kids, and I have so much respect for them.
Exactly.
Some of us don't have dreams, but to have it written and it made plain, and then you go get it, that's a blessing, man.
Absolutely. And with that being said, I'm about to bring our guest in because he has done that very thing. This young brother here. Let me pull him in. There you go. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This young man right here, I'm so proud of him, man. This young man right here, man. I'm gonna call him Steve. I call him Steve. I want to be our professor, Stephen Barrington. I met him years ago, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. As a matter of fact, I had we were shooting an episode of one of the shows that we was doing, and I met this brother, man, and we talked, and good guy, man, good dude, man, and he said, Raheem, I'm going to California. I'm gonna be an actor, man. I'm gonna be an actor. I'm gonna be in California making movies and everything. And I was like, yeah, okay, man, that's good, man. That's good. And we talked about that, man. And he told me, and he wouldn't stop telling me that's what he was going to do, man. And the thing about it today, we talked yesterday. We've been in contact with each other from that point. He actually lives in California now, so he's up super early. It's more about 5:30 in the morning, something like that. About 5:30 in the morning. So he got up early to be with us this morning. This young man went out there. Not only have I saw him on one or two, I've seen him on several movies. He have another movie that's going to be premiered. I think it's Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Is it
Tomorrow.
Friday? Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, this brother, he had a dream. He spoke about his dream. They say speak about your dream and make it reality. And he went out there. He left from here. Now we got connections in North Carolina. We got connections in North Carolina. We both, if I'm not mistaken, are from North Carolina originally. Am I right?
Yeah, no, that's correct. You remember I met you because I was traveling from Charlotte.
Yep, exactly. And see, that's another thing. This brother's so dedicated, man. He lived in Charlotte, and he would, every time we would shoot an episode, he would drive down. Man, and he said, man, look here, we got to get this done. And his level of dedication, man, to his craft is absolutely untouched, man. This is the next Denzel right here, y'all. And good morning, sir. How you doing? This is the next Denzel right here. Denzel, you better watch out because he's coming. I'm telling you, he's coming. He's coming for you, Denzel. He's coming. No disrespect, but he's coming for you. And I'm proud of you, brother. Good morning, man. How's everything going with you?
Good morning, man. I appreciate it, man. Things are going good, man. Things are going very well, man. It's been about 13 years now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, about 13 years, man. And over the past 13 years, I've done over 60 movies and TV shows.
Wow.
It's been a phenomenal journey, man. I cannot deny it. And I will say, if there are anybody who is actually on here who is pursuing a dream, one of the biggest things I had to learn was that, one, of course, it don't come overnight.
Yes.
It takes time. And those small steps is what lead to the big steps. That's how you climb the staircase. You can't you take one step, you could probably gonna break your neck on the way down. You gotta take one step at a time to get there, man. And about 6 or 7 years ago, I realized it's gonna take me a little time, because one thing about a dream is you have to also know who you are and the level of integrity and just morals that you have to have within it, because if not, people can pull you in any which way, you know. So I'm just really grateful for that mindset of just knowing what I want personally for myself on my journey.
Exactly. Now, what is the along the journey? There's bumps, there's bruises, there's experience that you have on that journey. What is the part that you would say for you? Everybody have their own. For you, was the most rewarding to getting to where you are right now?
The most rewarding is realizing that the journey is the fun part.
Wow.
This is the fun part. Like right here, right now. It's not when everybody knows who I am, but it's right here, right now, which is why when the world knows who I am in 3, 4, 5 years, when the whole world knows who I am,
yes, sir,
this was the part that got me to be where I am at that point, you know. And just constant growth, and seeking growth. That's like the best parts about it, man. I just turned 40 years old this past September, and being a father now, I'm a father now, Raheem.
I know you. Yes, sir. I know. I keep up with you. Yes, sir.
So yeah, I got a 5-year-old, and just setting that example, and because a lot of times we don't have that example. I didn't have that example, and so one thing about me was I was always the opposite. Like when I saw a lot of people who didn't have fathers. They kind of grew up and they did kind of the same thing. They would have kids and then they kind of disappeared. And the truth was I couldn't wait to be a father. I could wait, but I couldn't wait to be a father.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That makes sense. And when I was given that gift, it was just empowering to be that example, to be just a leader that he can see. Because kids don't do what you say, they do what you do.
Exactly.
And that was what's most important to me on the journey, is being setting an example. And then for others, man, I mentor a lot of people, man. I mentor people I've never even met before. And that's a very important part of me. I think it was Kobe said the greatest act was to inspire, the greatest act, something like that. I don't remember exactly what the quote was, but yeah, the greatest act is to inspire. And I really love inspiring, because there is room for everyone. There really is room for everyone. Everybody's journey is just different. You got to respect that.
Now, you said a couple of things that was so powerful in what you just said, but one of the things that I grabbed out of it was no excuses. No excuses. You didn't make any excuses. You didn't say, well, I didn't have this in my life. I did. No, you knew that what you wanted to do. You know what you wanted. You know how you the journey that you was going to do to get there, and you obtained it. What do you say to the people? Because a lot of people, man, they'll make excuses. Well, I can't do it because, or I can't because. There's no excuses, man.
Well, that's the thing. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to be truthful with yourself. You got to be truthful with yourself. And that was one thing I did do on my journey, was I made sure that I didn't make excuses. Like even when I met you, like I was like, I'm not finna let these 4 hours between us be the reason I'm not part of this show.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna make my way there every time. So that was, you gotta have like a certain level of grit in order to reach your success levels.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm very, very grateful for that. Big time.
And I'm gonna say so. We are actually on Roku TV right now, and I have that episode circulating on Roku TV right now. It's actually being played on there. So if you get an opportunity to go on there, you probably see it, man. It pops up. It don't pop. I don't have it popping up that often, but I do have it popping up. And that's way on back in the day. Way on back in the day. I know we had quite a few people here now. Are you open to answer questions from other people?
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Frank Logan, you there?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, young man, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And I want to say congratulations for you having the wisdom to understand how beautiful the journey is. So congratulations, young man. I do have 2 questions for you.
2.
One, I'm gonna ask both questions, and then I'm gonna let you answer them. One, okay. I want to hear about your movie that's airing tomorrow, because I definitely want to watch it. And then the second question is, with you speaking with people listening to you now, not only the panel, but the people are tuning in, what would be the one thing that you would say to people that are aspiring to do what you're doing to definitely stay away from?
He put the cart before the horse talking about the movie. Y'all gonna get to that part later on, but go ahead.
You said stay away from?
Yes. What are some of the pitfalls or the dishes that you could fall into in that journey?
So one of the biggest things I've noticed, because I teach students here in California, and one of the biggest things I noticed is, self-doubt and lack of confidence. Your dreams are valid. Only you got those dreams. Can't nobody else go inside your heart, your soul, and take them dreams out and say, oh, I'm gonna take your dreams and go do it for myself. So there's a huge level of doubt and fear. False evidence appearing real. That's one of the biggest ones right there, is just fear in itself, man, being afraid. And I mean, you've heard this so many times from different people. I think Steve Harvey talks about, you got to jump, and then you're going to see that you can fly. So these are very things that you got to conquer those fears. You got to face those fears and really actually go at them. The things that you're afraid of, go towards them. I just had a conversation with a friend yesterday where she was telling me, oh, well, I was trying to get a job and the guy was asking for my social media and men are weird. And so I just kind of cut it off. I said, did you want the job? She said, yeah, I wanted it, but men are weird. I didn't know what he was trying to do. I said, so your fear I said, let me tell you, it ain't just men, it's humans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At this point, everybody praying, a lot of people, men, women, praying on different people. So it's like you really got to know your fears. But that's why I say your boundaries are very important, and your morals and your standards just for what you're pursuing is very, very important, because if you don't have those, then again, anybody can pull you left, right. And that's why this whole thing about, even with Hollywood and how, these casting directors or even producers was basically coercing these people to do things to get in their films. Can't nobody coerce me to do nothing.
Yeah.
If I want to do it, that's what I'm going to do. But if I don't want to do it, that's what's not going to happen. And I even take grace in my projects, because sometimes I get presented with projects. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that. And they're like, oh, well, they're paying this much. I said, I don't care how much they're paying.
Yeah.
I'm not in money. What my purpose has nothing to do with money. And that's something that I stand heavily on. I stand on big business when it comes to my purpose and why I'm doing what I'm doing, because they can't see what's in my heart. My dreams are valid. Those dreams are very valid, and I'm not going to waver them left or right just because somebody's dangling something shiny in front of my face.
Come on. Absolutely. Second part of the question, you want to answer the part about the movie?
The name of the movie is called Vicious Murder. And it comes out tomorrow. This is actually my fourth film with Footage Film Studios. We've had they've had 15 number ones, and I've been in 3 of the number ones. I'm expecting this to be a number one as well.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Expecting this. So we had one that got released in August called Robin, and that was big on Tubi. It was kind of like a remix of Set It Off in a way. And now here it is, Vicious Murder. It's a lot of, deception and, betrayal, as well as suspense. One thing I told them about when I read that script, I said, I love that I could not tell where this thing was going. Every time I thought I knew where it was going, I thought I figured it out. Y'all hit me with another twist. So that's one thing I'm excited about it. And they're even saying, oh, this is our best film so far. And I haven't even seen it yet. This is all the producers and directors saying this is our best film so far. And it's also my first leading role with them as well. So I'm super excited to see it tomorrow.
How did that feel, brother? Being told that you're going to be the lead. You are the star. How did that feel? Knowing your journey, how did that feel?
So on my journey, I have to be honest with you, and this is where it comes into play, where it's like you got to know who you are. Because when they told me, I said, "Oh, I know I'm an A-list actor." I knew that before anything else.
Yeah.
Now I'll say the mistake I made on my journey was thinking that everybody saw it as clearly as I did. That was a mistake I made, because sometimes I would get frustrated in scenes. I'm like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What's like focus, lock in," you know.
Yes,
And
sir.
I had a mentor, Carl Ford. He's the son of Susan Batson, if you know who she is. He pulled me to the side. He said, "Oh man, you think everybody see it the way you do?" He was like, "Your gift is different, bro. Like, you have to understand your personal gift and understand that everybody ain't got that gift. A lot of these people are real estate agents who really, trying to pursue acting because they see the lights, the camera, the flash. They want the flashy stuff, but really, they gonna end up real estate agents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gonna end up managers at a bank. That's where it goes. And then you'll see them later on, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I tried that acting thing."
Yeah.
You have a natural talent and a natural knack for it. And you can't get frustrated with others because they don't have that skill, because you think everybody has that skill. And that it took me a little moment to figure that out. And that's why I say, lack of confidence is one of the biggest things, and self-doubt is things that I've noticed. It's like, oh, you don't believe in yourself. So,
let me ask you this question, brother, and we got a couple other people here too. You've been studying this thing for a long time. And very good at it. Who are some of the actors or actresses that you looked at that you say, "I want to take a little bit of that," or "I want to take a little bit of that"? "Oh no, I don't want to use that"? Who are some of the people you pulled from or drew from to build your talent level to where you are right now?
I have to say, as much as I've been compared to Denzel throughout my career, Denzel did something for me. One of my favorite film was Mo Better Blues growing up. Great film. I even named my son Shadow after Wesley Snipes' character. That's my son's name, Shadow. And I fell in love with acting watching Mo Better Blues. But then when I saw Denzel play Malcolm X, I fell in love with activism.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, like I love Denzel, but I want to be Malcolm X."
Yeah.
That was what was so powerful about Denzel's portrayal. I wanted to be the person he was portraying.
Yes.
But I'll say Will Smith, when it comes to work ethic, and that's something I've also had to figure out, was not only am I talented, I have work ethic. I will make sure I get it done. I will make sure I'm prepared. I will make sure I'm ready for what's to come. And I noticed that a lot of people don't prepare. When I first came to LA, and I give you this quick story, I came here. I mean, I basically had a football helmet and a mouthpiece in, because I was like, "Oh, I got to be ready. We in Los Angeles. It's going to be a fight."
Yeah.
And then I realized a lot of people, they say they want to do it, but they don't really do it. And it wasn't until I was on set shooting a project, and we had a big old table read for it, and they was like, "All right, well, we're gonna start shooting in I think it was like 4 or 5 days." And we followed each other on social media, everybody, and I watched this one person celebrate the whole week. And when it was time to work on set, this guy did not know it. You could tell he was reading it for the first time.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. So you put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind away. And I was just sitting there, and it's almost like sometimes people are oblivious. Like, I'm watching the director, I'm watching the producers, I'm watching them like kind of lose their mind, because it's like, yo, we're losing money, we're losing time, because this person is not prepared. They didn't do their job that we hired them for. And that's probably one of the biggest things. Now, one thing I will say, and this is just me, and I don't know if it's just because of my longevity and my time in this industry, and even, doing the craft, because I don't have to prepare the way I used to anymore. I mean, I used to go and I had a whole script down, knowing we only gonna shoot scenes 6, 7, and 13 today. But I know scene 1 through 97, And so now I realize, like, oh, once you read that script and know it, and just kind of know the story, all you got to do is go scene by scene. When they give you that call sheet the day before, you can take about 30 minutes, go over those 3 scenes, and you ready to go.
Yeah, that's good.
And
That's
I don't
good.
know if that's, you know, just what do you call it? Just because of repetition and because of
That's muscle memory, brother. That's muscle memory.
muscle memory
Yeah.
training.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's that alone or if that's just part of my gift, but I'm grateful to even recognize that, because I don't take classes now. All I do is really focus on living, because that is my teacher.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Cassandra, you there?
Yes, I am.
Have any questions or concerns?
No, I'm just proud of him. Congratulations on your success and
Thank you.
continued success. And you sound like you're stable and you know exactly what you want and you're pursuing it. And that's what the industry is all about.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Annie from Mississippi. Annie, you there?
Yes. I have a question. First of all, congratulations on everything that you have achieved.
Thank you.
And I just want to ask you, I'm sure you have applied, you applied for many positions, well, you applied for many jobs. How do it feel to get that first phone call to say, okay, you got the part? And have you ever been turned down for a part, first of all?
I've been turned down for a part. But the thing is, as an actor, I don't go in to book the part. I go in to book the room. I want them to say, oh, wait, this guy right here, he might not fit this part. And that's the thing, you can't take things personal. So the 4 Agreements is something I live by very heavily. And I don't know if you all read that book. It's by Miguel. I can't remember the guy's name, but
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yes.
I know that book very well.
Yeah, so the 4 Agreements is something I live by very, very heavily. And whenever I'm kind of going through something, I'm just like, you know, even like starting to feel like, okay, why didn't this work? I go through the 4 Agreements and I ask myself, am I taking this personal? You know what I mean? Like those are very, very important questions that I have to ask myself. Did I do my best? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Did I do what I said I was supposed to do? Yes. You know what I mean? So these are things that I have to go through and make sure that I'm clear mentally on, because your mental health is very important in this game, because, you know, again, self-doubt and you get a lot of no's and it can make you like kind of lose your mind. So one thing I noticed is, you know, I go in to book the room and I don't follow the rules. And I say that as in I'm very confident in knowing who I am and what I bring to the table. And one thing I figured out is the more I not do it, because you're not working for one opportunity as an actor. You're not working for one opportunity. So I don't make that one opportunity hold precedence over my life.
Yeah.
You know, I have students who they do an audition and a week later they're like, oh man, I thought I did a good job. And I said, no, you did your best. Let it go. And the other thing is, you have to understand there's a line involved. Sometimes a casting director, you might be, I've had students say, oh man, I done auditioned for them 10 times, man, this is stupid. Somebody else is on audition number 27. Yeah. It's just their time. So you know, you got to respect the line. And I learned that actually from Twinkie Bird. She's a casting director. You gotta respect the line. There's a line involved. There are actors who are doing very well now, and people are like, oh man, well, you better than them. And I say, look, I may be better, but they've been in longer than me. Yeah. They've invested more time than me. You know, and those are things I have to respect. Now, when I book, and I just said this yesterday on my social media, I said, people ask me all the time, how do I book so much? I was like, it's because I don't care until I book the project. I don't care about that project till I book it, because y'all not paying me for the audition.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm not investing all this time into that and losing my mind for 2-3 days and I'm down to the wire. No. We don't do that. We get it done, we send it off, because again, I'm not working for that one opportunity.
Good deal. Leonard, any questions and or concerns, brother?
as simple as it is, Raheem, so I won't always have to listen to his voice. What's the brother's name?
I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you. Introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Stephen Barrington.
Stephen Barrington. Thank you so much. I love to hear stories. I have friends who are actors, and to hear the story of that dream becoming a reality to me is always so cool. So much success. I'm glad to hear, and I'll be looking forward to seeing a brother doing what he want to do and doing what he loves to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely. Badger? Badger,
It didn't take me long to find you. I was sitting here and I was thinking, dude, mentioning the 4 agreements, just I love hearing things like that. What do you feel keeps you from falling into that pit of the sin of greed?
Say that one more time.
What do you feel keeps you from falling into that pit, going into the sin of greed that so many other people fall into?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, and I have to shout out a rapper by the name of Big Crit. He said something one day that was so profound, and it was in a song, and I can't remember the name of the song right now, but he said, "Food is food, air is air, water is water, and the rest is mental." And he said that, I was like, oh man, a lot of this stuff that we're chasing, we don't need. Not even. We don't even need it at all.
Yeah.
We with all honesty, if we weren't such a politically construct like place, we don't even need clothes. You know what I mean? But everybody gotta have the latest shoes, they got the latest threads, the latest, and the latest car. And I don't need any of that. Like, I don't even own a car. Like, I rent this car right here. I rent it for work, because I'm still working.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped working yet. And then also being willing to do the thing. Cause I see some people here, even in Los Angeles, it's like, oh man, well, I'm waiting for my career to explode, and they're struggling. It's like, yo, listen, you can go do Uber Eats.
Yeah.
You can go do DoorDash. You can go do Instacart. Like, I do Instacart and Uber. These there is nothing. Nothing is beneath me, because what people don't realize is me going out into the world. That's actually making me a better actor. It's making me a better artist, because I'm very observant. So I'm learning and seeing so many different things. And the thing about it is, we are only as good as we are trained. Like, we are only as we are trained, and I can't express that enough. And a lot of times we have to adjust our training, and which is what I had to do. I had to adjust my training about 14 years ago, and say, oh no, like, if I take my time and I invest it into what I really want, and I give this thing everything I got, I have no regrets.
Exactly.
Like,
good deal.
I had one more question. He started talking before I could ask the second one.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt him.
What's your second?
So I heard you mention about wanting to be an advocate or an activist. In what ways do you do that? And if you become more famous, how would that continue?
So I've worked with multiple organizations. Campaign for Change out of Durham, North Carolina. They're an anti-gang, anti-drug outreach organization. That's actually the organization that got me to stop selling drugs and stop doing a lot of the illegal things, because I was caught into that world at one point. Like, I need money. Like, I was homeless as a child. I was abused as a child. Like, so I'm battling my own mental demons. And I just realized, through Campaign for Change, which, I mean, this organization saved my life, and I'm very grateful for them. I've reached out to so many other organizations. That's why I give my time as much as possible to the youth and anybody who's willing to listen, because, again, we're only as good as we're trained, and a lot of us haven't seen other training. Now, one thing I'm grateful for is my mom traveled a lot. and she would take me and my brothers and my sister, me and my brother and my sister with her, and it allowed me to see different things and see what was possible. And a lot of people don't leave their environment, and that's why they become products of their environment. So I'm very grateful for that, you know, those experiences. But yeah, I as much as I'll go anywhere and talk for free. When I first started doing, so Campaign for Change is an outreach organization. They were doing a play. That's actually how I got involved with them. And when I saw what they were doing, I told them I'd do the show for free. That's how invested I was into what they were doing. I said, bro, I would do this show for free.
Yeah,
I get it. I understand what you are attempting to do, what you are after, and I'm all in. So that's something I do. Any organization that really calls me and I feel like it's really in alignment, like I will go speak for sure. Whenever I'm in North Carolina, I go back to my college as much as possible, or in my high school. Those are two places that I go to speak. Whenever I know I'm coming in town, I'm calling them ahead of time because I'm like, hey, look, I know y'all got new students, y'all got a new inflow. I want to talk to them because I feel like had someone really came in and said to me like, hey, look, all you got to do is focus on what you want, and you can be the greatest at it. It's not gonna happen overnight.
Yes, absolutely.
Greatest at it if you take the time and you invest the time. Time is our most valuable possession, and what we do with it is going to show us where we're going to end up.
Absolutely. Toussaint, question? You have a question or concern?
Yeah, good morning. Congratulations, man. I think pray you have a safe, continuous journey. Look, I was thinking that did you ever throughout your career, and this question might not even make no sense, have a conversation that you thought this is just a waste of time from where I'm trying to go?
Along the journey, there's gonna be dream killers because it's your purpose. And y'all know, like when you got a purpose and when God's involved, you know you're gonna find some opposition.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, you got to have that discernment, you know, to really delete, cut off. And people ask me like, what's the number one journey? What's the number one lesson you learned? And the biggest lesson I've learned is that everybody cannot come.
Wow.
It can be very painful, you know, and you can have survivor's remorse. But the friends I had 15 years ago, I don't have them anymore. Like I got a whole new set of friends, and they're all along with my journey and my purpose. And there's gonna be people, you know, serpents who try to slip in and I'm in the industry too, and next thing you know so you just have to have that discernment, and then you also have to be ready to let people go. You know, that's something I'm very big on. If I love you, I can let you go. Because it might be what's best for me and what's best for you. Because if you continue, then we both gonna be on something negative, and we don't need that.
Exactly. That's good. Willow.
Hey, Raheem. Good morning.
Good morning. Good. We have a superstar with us this morning. This is Mr. Stephen Barrington. He's actually an actor. We met several years ago, and we met doing a project. And this brother, he's paving, he's laying a foundation for people coming behind him. He's actually laying a foundation. I don't know if he realizes it or not, but he's definitely doing that. And he had a dream. Willie, he had a dream, and he used to tell me all the time, I'm going to California, we'll be making movies. And now, if you look at his what do you call that? What do you call that fancy thing they put all the movies on?
IMDb.
Yeah, that's the one. Look at that, man. I'm sure you'll be amazed with everything that he's done, all the things that he's done. He had a dream, never let it die. As a matter of fact, kept feeding that dream to the point where he's in California doing exactly what he said he was going to do. I'm so very proud of him. Do you have a question and no concern?
Amen. First, I want to congratulate this young man on pursuing his dream and his vision that God has given him. So I want to congratulate you first on that. But I just got on not too long ago, and I don't know if anybody asked, but I know you know that this is one of the most important elections that we have coming up. have you done anything as far as trying to incorporate others, or been doing something to help this election along to elect, and I just believe it in my heart, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump? I don't know who you are voting for, but whoever it is, have you done anything to help this election along the way?
I'm gonna be quite frank with you, and this is just my honest to God truth. I don't believe in politics.
Mm-hmm.
Politics was put in place for corruption, and it is doing exactly what it's supposed to do: corruption.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's very much in place for control, and I don't value it at all. So I do not push people in any direction when it comes to politics at all, because it's just a lot of propaganda, and I just don't subscribe. So that's not something that I'm heavily involved in at all. I think that everybody has their own preference and where they want to go, and I'm excited for you if you're excited, but I don't get involved in politics. Because even with Obama, and this is just being real, when I watched Obama, everybody was very excited to see Obama, and Obama was talking about healthcare, but there's just a lot of things happening. I mean, I'm looking at the homelessness, I'm looking at the just the hunger, it's there's so much that we could be doing within this country that we're not doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, reading the Constitution, the United States of America was put in place, was created for sole oh my goodness, I'm so mad about this. I just went through this. Sole proprietorship. We're a business. Our social security number is an account number.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are all walking accounts. And I just don't subscribe to politics at all. And that might not have been what you wanted to hear, but that's where
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now let me ask you this question. For you, brother, what is the sky? People say the sky's the limit. In regards to the journey that you're on right now, what is your sky?
I don't really have a sky, Raheem, because I know that, to be honest with you, and I tell people all the time, I was like, yes, I'm an actor. I know I'm talented at it, but I know that my purpose is far greater than just acting.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about when I was younger actually running for president, and how because when Donald Trump was becoming president, the next trending topic was Beyonce with twins.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, artists are going to run this world. But then you look at Donald Trump. Like, for instance, Donald Trump shouldn't even been able to run for president. That's how you know it's corrupt.
Yeah.
And then he's going against Hillary Clinton, which is his friend who he has lunch with. You know what I mean? It was nothing but a high school debate.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we still friends. We still eat lunch together. All right, you won. So I look at things from a very simplistic, standpoint, and I don't think there is a limit to the sky, but I also know that, my purpose is far greater than I even know at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Directing, is that something that you're looking to do?
Say again? Directing.
Are you looking to direct?
So I've already directed a few projects already. But yes, directing is gonna come just because I have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
And even as an artist, as an actor, I direct.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sometimes one thing I do is I follow my natural instinct when I'm on set.
Mm-hmm.
And I make sure it's honest and true. And sometimes when you're doing things happen and you have to adjust.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So whereas I see sometimes people get in and they become robots, like, no, they said I need to be over here at this point. And I might be walking across and realize that my picture on the wall is crooked.
Mm-hmm.
Just my picture, because for me, I'm not finna just let my picture on the wall stay crooked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, and it builds character. It just makes you, you know, and within that you become a director.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you see things, you fix things, you adjust things, you're creating in the moment. You know, I like to, when I work with directors, it's very, I try to be as collaborative as possible, which is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Do you have a dream role?
Honestly, a dream role, I can't say I have a dream role per se, but it's a role that I'm really after right now. And it's Victor Willis's role. If you don't know who Victor Willis is, he's the lead singer of the Village People. And his story is, I want it more than anything because what I thought his story was not his story at all. And you know, he was the original Tin Man in The Wiz on Broadway, and he was even married to Felicia Rashad for I think 5 or 6 years, if I'm correct.
Wow.
Which I'm like, Mrs. Huxtable, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I had the opportunity to really sit down and talk to him, and he was like, yeah, man, you know, I actually got rich off of a misunderstanding. And I ain't gonna tell the story.
Yeah.
Because I want it. And I want to be able to bring this to life for y'all. But I'm advocating for that story big time, because they, you know, everybody knows who they are. Their music's still playing to this day. They're still touring, actually.
Yeah.
But people don't know their story at all, not even close, because it's not even a group.
Wow.
It ain't even, it's a one-man show who had backup dancers that everybody just made a group.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a very,
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
If you go back, and this is how it got me, because I was like, no, all of y'all wore an outfit. All of y'all had on costumes. He said, no. He said, for the first few years, I never wore a costume. They wore a costume.
Wow.
My producers wanted them to wear a costume. And if you go and look it up, you'll see them in costumes, and he's in a suit separated from them singing while they're in the back dancing. Once I said, oh man, I gotta tell this story, because
when you gonna start
right on Full House all the time. Full House used to call on the Village People. The Village People and the Beach Boys was two groups they used to always call on. And I had my own idea of them. So Victor Willis, that's a story that I'm really after. I would really love to tell his story. Good guy too, real good guy.
Okay, good deal. Well, I know when I talked to you and we set this thing up, you see you had about 30 minutes, so I don't want to overstep myself. But I do.
No, you're actually good to go. I went to the gym already.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah, I was actually coming. I decided to go early because I woke up a little early, and I decided to go already. So I'm good to go. We can hang out as much as you like.
Okay. Well, I'm good. I'm ready to go on to another topic. Would you like to hang out as we talk about the topic?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Let me pull this up here. Before I go there, Badger, you have anything on your heart?
Man, you must have been reading my mind.
I do that sometime.
I want to say thank you, dude, because you're one of a handful of people I ever met that has such a similar view of politics as I do. And it was I'm trying to find the word. It was a blessing to hear that. Because through my experiences of being a half-blood, of being part Native American and Scott Irish, I've seen that corruption. My ancestors have seen that corruption. And I really agree with the way your eloquent way of describing it.
Well, I'll say this about, politics. It's funny because, I mean, this country is built on instant gratification. And with all honesty, and this is where I kind of lose my mind. I sometimes have a brain aneurysm every time that this time of year, this time comes around with the whole voting and the election. There's no way they should know that night. Like, in basic simplicity, there is no way, if we really tally in votes and really the people are really voting on the president, it should take about another 2 weeks for them to even find out who the president is after voting has closed. But we're so built on gratification. I don't care whether it's good or bad. I need to know tonight. And that's what blows my mind. I'm like, how are we this easy to manipulate? You know, and I never forget. I remember one night, I think it was Obama's first term. A friend of mine was like, wait, he won? And they said they were like in line or something like that. I don't even remember what it was, but he was like, yo, I just voted or something. Like, he just got out the line. He was like, how do they know? And it's just simple things where I'm just like, yo, like we're not even looking at things from the simplest standpoint to even understand, like, yo, we getting played.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, it's because everybody wants to be comfortable, and as long as they got what they want, gang violence ain't an issue until it comes into their house. And that's what I've noticed, man. A lot of people, especially when they're doing well, they're like, oh, well, that ain't affected me. And it's like, no, there's a trickle down effect of everything. Everything that's happening. Because, drugs didn't become a health issue until it started hitting the white community. Before that, it was a criminal issue. Got to get these criminals off the street. Meanwhile, they're the ones who put it in our community. And they basically just redirected slavery and put them back into the prison system. And now, guess who out picking all the green beans and the potatoes and the squash for Food Line and Kroger and all of them stores? Inmates.
Exactly.
Like 10 cents a day. So you can imagine the profit that they're reaping in off of somebody working 8 hours and making 10, 15 cents. Like it's unbelievable. So yeah, that's been my view for a while, of really looking at it, man. And respectfully, I'm glad you kind of have that view too, man, because I don't meet a lot of people who have that view as well.
Good deal.
We're normally called conspiracy theorists and crazy.
Okay, good. Stay right there. And what we're about to do, we're actually about to go into this next topic. And this is actually our topic for the day. I want to have my brother come on and speak and promote. Tell us about your movie one more time before we move on. It's premiering tomorrow. How can they watch it? How can they get in contact with you if they want to ask you any questions? Have any questions?
At Stephen Barrington is all of my social media. That's Stephen with a PH, STEPHEN. Barrington, BARRINGTON. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, all my platforms. The name of the film is called Vicious Murder, and it's a Tubi original, so it's free, totally free to watch. All you gotta do is download the app and look it up. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the first thing that pop up on your page, because I'm expecting that #1 spot.
There you go,
#1 spot. But yeah, it's called Vicious Murder, starring me, Tremaine Morris, and the beautiful and gorgeous Drew Sidora. So for all y'all who watching Atlanta Housewives, she right in there in the mix.
There you go. There you go. Good deal. Let me jump into this next topic, and I'm gonna go to Toussaint. Toussaint, you there? Toussaint, you there? Okay. Toussaint, I got a question. Got a question for you. And listen to the question, because it may, some people, they say I may have complicated questions. So listen to what I'm asking you. What is more important, where the ship picked us up or where the ship dropped us off?
That's not a complicated question. I mean, it is. You must have leaning real far back on this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, let's talk about it.
And I thought it was going to be an easy question, but it ain't.
No.
How did we get picked up?
I've
been trying to figure that out. If we were stolen or bought as slaves to be slaves, who sold us off? How did it happen to be the most populated people, for real, and somebody just come and take you? That's your country. and put you on a boat with no fight. And then in a bunch of you, and just annihilate you in their land. So I think it's where you get picked up. This is just me.
So you think it's more
So they can
important?
drop you off. If they pick you up, they can drop you off anywhere in the world.
Wow. That's there's a lot tied into this question, man, and I'm trying to figure out. Let me go to Willow.
Thank you, Raheem.
What's more important?
Thank you so much.
What's more important, Willow? Where they picked us up at, or where the ship picked us up, or where the ship dropped us off?
You know what, Raheem? When you asked that question, I giggled. Because you know what came to my mind was, I thought about one of the major prophets, which was Jeremiah. And he told Israel that they were going to be captive by Babylon for 70 years and taken out of their place. So when you said that, I thought about them. So what would be most important would be the place where you are. Because no matter what place they put you in, it shouldn't change the person you are. And I said that because I thought about Daniel, Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. They were taken into a land that were idol worshipers. And even though that place was filled with injustice, they stayed who they were. And they fought against what they were trying to make them do, change them to be part of their environment. So to me, just to me, no matter where you go or who put you in a place to change you, if you're grounded into that foundation, it doesn't matter where you go. And that's what's on my heart right here.
Good deal, good deal. Cassandra, what do you say to that? What's more important, where the ship picked us up or where the ship dropped us off? Cassandra?
Yes.
Talk to.
Sorry. It's to me, it's where they drop me off. Where they drop me off. The destination is important. Where I begin, it's not what is the word I'm looking for? It doesn't signify where my journey may take me. Let's put it like that. Yeah. Where I'm picked up doesn't signify where my journey may take me and where I'll end up. So my destination, definitely where he drops me off, is the most important to me.
Okay. Barrington, what do you say to that? What is more important, where the ship picked us up or where it dropped us off?
I have to say where the ship picked us up. That has to be my answer, because it's very important to know where you come from in order to understand where you're going. Because once you get dropped off, that ain't exactly your decision, and you can decide where you want to go from there if you know where you came from. So that's how I have to look at it. From that standpoint, I think knowing where you come from is very important if you're gonna end up anywhere.
That's good. That's good. Badger, talk to me. What's more important, where the ship picked us up or where the ship dropped us off?
I lean more toward what Toussaint and Steven said. Because that leads to what happens at the location that you go to. Or has a lot of factors in it. You know, speaking from the history that I know, it's something that always profound me is how did everything come to happen in America the way that it happened. A lot of it was from ships that came. Well, where did those people come from that got here?
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me, it's a similar question of what came first, the egg or the chicken.
I don't think I don't think I could put them two in the category. Is one you talking about a chicken or egg, but the other you talking about somebody's livelihood, somebody way of life, somebody's everything, somebody's full existence. And I wouldn't put those. You know, you can do it the way you want to do it. Everybody got their opinion. I'm
Well,
not here to give anybody their opinion,
no, no.
but I would not agree with that part of it. But go ahead.
So I use it purely out of the metaphor
Mm-hmm.
of what came first.
Mm-hmm.
Was it getting picked up on the ship, or was it the people that were coming over? That I'll say it from this perspective: the things that happened to my ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have happened if those ships didn't come here?
Mm-hmm.
And coming from that perspective, if those ships didn't appear in other parts of the world, Africa in this example, would the results of what happened here in America have been different?
Would America be the same had the ships not come at all?
That's what I'm getting to.
Would America? No, I'm asking you a question. Would America be the same had the ships not come at all?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because just like every indigenous culture around the world, when the colonizers showed up, they demonized everything and wanted to kill us all or
Mm-hmm.
enslave us all to do the acts that for the corrupt, greedy human beings.
Okay. Ibrahim, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Oh, blessed and thinking about them people down there in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely addressed that this morning, man. We definitely addressed that, and so yeah, likewise, I'm right there with you, brother. What is more important, Ibrahim? Where the ship picked us up, or where the ship dropped us off?
Well, I guess we're where we're supposed to be. You know, I think where they dropped you off at.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it from two perspectives, because a lot of we look at Africa, we don't know the people's story. We look at people telling us the conquest story, the fear, and the animals, and the unknown. We were very as we came from. But anyway, here, think about this. There were battles between tribes that raged for thousands of years, long before, and the trade routes and the same people in the Benin Empire, we call Nigeria and all that area over there, were seafarers. They did trade from Western Coastal Africa and East Africa. It's a historic fact that they were traders. They traded with the European countries and Asian countries on the east side, and on the west side, they traveled across the land, and also they traveled down the coast of that continent. You know, fact. So, but here. So now some people, like if your whole community was decimated, you seen your people destroyed, and the people sold you off because, you know, we look at it black and white, but you weren't a member of their tribe. You don't have the same family ties and stuff like that. So you were sold off to these strange people. That was the early part. There wasn't no conquest. You were sold off. And then you were transferred to another place. Now, the place that I left, it might have been beautiful at one time, but nothing's left. No family left. You look forward, the people around you, and then it's survival instinct. Some way that you outlive the people on that pasture, a lot of. You succeeded. You're stronger, you're faster than the people that had you captured. And the true story is we ran and fought from the day we got off the ship. Now I can establish that I went down to Panama and up and from South America, all down the east coast of America. Same story from the indigenous people, not in I with the E. Indigenous people, you know, some of us already here. We fit right into the cultures of the people that were already here, right? So we had a new family. We had wives, potential wives. We had ways that we could be in control of our environment, just like being in prison. Some people rise up to the top. Some people get trampled in the dirt. You know what I mean? And within our circumstances, that's where we were. We knew where we were and what everything around us, even on horrible circumstances. Some of us chose to live off on our own, and we were let go of, or chose our own way off. That's a historical fact. You got to go down to places you can't stay. You find it in America. You find it in Mexico and down in Central and South America. We established our own neighborhoods, our own communities with people that were already here, which were people like us, had the same culture and language, basically. We speak the same thing. Do we have a language? Yes, we have a language. Do we have a religion? Yes, we have a religion. Do we know how to trade? We have skills. We had skills. Build, farming, whatever. So whatever we were, we made it our home. And guess what? We left our loved ones, and we are left behind in the dust and dirt that people planted and lived and farmed off of us. On and on for generations, left that generational wealth of knowledge and experience, and doing things. Buried now because we don't look at it. We are slaves. We're more slaves now because we're consumers. We're not producers. Our forefathers, ancestors here were producers. They made way. They built highways. They had routes. They had trade. They had industry. They helped technology along. They started technology.
Good deal. Wrap it up, Ibrahim.
Okay, so in other words, if like old saying said, you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Well, hell, I might have been a peon in the coastal plains of Africa, but here where I am now, I'm the king. I'm the king of my area. I'm the king of the slave. I am king.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. She. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
What up, though? Good morning. Good morning, Glow. How you doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. She asked a question, man. What is more important, where the ship picked us up or where the ship dropped us off?
Interesting question, Raheem. We're talking about places.
Yes, where the ship.
So, what's understood or what's assumed is that these places were places that things happened to us in, whether we were trained, our foundation is built where the ship picked us up. But where we were dropped off, that's our destiny. So one can make the argument, of course, where the ship picked us up is important because that's where our foundation was built. That's where we received our training to be who we were ultimately called to be. But where we were dropped off, that's where we were meant to express the person who we became in the place where we were picked up. So I think that destiny piece.
Now
probably if I had to.
Now we're talking about the slave. We're talking about the slave ships, right?
I do understand that, but I'm talking principally.
Okay.
Because you asked the question, what place is more important? And I can apply this to the slave trade as well, because we're still living out that history. We're descendants of slaves. So we still are living the life that began with them and way before them. So this is the journey that we've been on. And so now here we are in 2024, still living this thing out, and we're still not done. So we're passing things on to our children as well for generations to come. So we're still not finished. So we're still in that place where we were dropped off.
Wow.
We still here.
Wow.
And so there was a reason in God's mind, for the purpose of God, we're trained one place so that we can live out our destiny in that destination place. So the question is, I understand when people say you got to remember where you came from, because you have to utilize those skills, those abilities, those principles that you learned coming up, that your foundation was built with, to activate that thing in the place where you were dropped off. You're gonna activate the person who you were made to be in that place, so you can impact that place of destination. So we were always designed to be impactful. We were called for a reason to do something to impact the world. And so that place that you were dropped off at symbolizes that destination, So I think that place is more important.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. We're going to go to Barrington after this. How would America be today in 2024 had the ship never arrived here? Would it be the same place?
That's for me?
Now, Sheed,
Oh,
I'm coming to you next with the same question. Sheed, what do you say to that?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I couldn't hear you earlier.
What did you ask? I completely didn't hear that.
Okay, I said, would America be the same in 2024 had the ship never arrived? Would America be the same place?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Raheem?
Yeah. Okay, you must be having some issues with your phone line. Hang up a call right back. I think you're having some issues.
Hello.
Yeah, you're having some issues with your phone line, brother. Go ahead, Barrington. Talk to me.
so funny question. I think if the ships never show up, I believe we really see a real live Wakanda. And I say that to say, there were blacks in America.
Yes.
There were black. We were all over the world.
Exactly.
And they made it seem as though they brought us all here, but they didn't.
No, did not.
Even they, because I mean, there was some Native Americans who were made into slaves. And when you even look at the indigenous people, and you look at Mexico, you look at Mexico allowed slaves to come there. And when you look at it and you really see it, like, I mean, who drew this line? Who drew that line to say, oh, this is our land right here, and then everything below us, that's Mexico, and they can't come in here. We can, like, I think we have a real life Wakanda. I mean, everything that we have created has been stolen and taken as theirs. Down to our people. I mean, down to our looks. Everything. So I think it's I think we see something far greater than we could even imagine had those ships never showed up. And then the amount of resources, because again, they were fueled by greed.
Yeah.
It was fueled heavily by greed. And I remember reading somewhere, it was like, oh, we got to this place in America, we thought it was India. That's why we calling them Indians, because we thought we was in India. But they're so giving.
Yeah. Yeah.
They so kind.
Yeah.
We gonna take advantage of that. Now, the only thing that I can say that those folks made was guns. When they found that gunpowder with the Asians, when they got that gunpowder from Asians and they created guns, that's what they used to take over force.
Yeah.
So I think we see something far greater than we could even imagine had that never happened. To be honest with you.
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Phone lines open. Give us a call. What do you think about this, man? What is more important? Whether the ship picked us up or whether the ship dropped us off? Second part of the question is this: would America still be America had the ship not come at all? Had the ship not come at all, would they have changed America? Would America look the same today? I see you back, brother. Talk to me.
Hey, man, I don't know what happened. Man, I was running my mouth talking. I don't even know how much of that you heard.
None of it.
Just called back.
None of it. None of it.
None? Oh, my God. Okay. All right. So basically, I think what we have made of the situation is so critical. Regardless of, even though your beginnings are extremely important because it's your foundation, it builds you into the person that you are. But the person that you're built into is for the purpose of that thing being activated into your destiny, your destination, you're supposed to flow into that person that you became and impact wherever you are afterwards. So my point was, if I had to compare the importance of the two, I think the latter is more important because that's where you live out your destiny. Now, as far as the second part of your question, America, of course, it wouldn't be the same without us. When you consider all of the countless contributions made to this country, made to this nation by our people, I mean, it's laughable to think this country would be in dire straits had it not been for our contributions, our talents, our skills, our abilities, our intelligence, our spirit. You know, they've learned a lot from us. As a matter of fact, we tend to we've kind of taken over the culture. You know, our culture is considered cool to most Americans, man, and if anyone who opens themselves up to receive from us, they tend to like it there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So I'm not saying we're better than they are because they contributed a lot as well, but I think it was a collaborative effort to bring us to where we are. Unfortunately, we've had to deal with a whole lot of obstacles because of hatred, because of ignorance, because of a whole lot of things that they struggle with, that they're going to have to contend with. And we're not going to open up that Pandora's box, but we all understand that there's some wrongdoing that needs to be dealt with if we're ever going to succeed in any way. But as for your question, this country wouldn't be nowhere near where we are right now without the contributions of our people.
Exactly. Cassandra, what do you say to that? Would America be America had the ship not arrived at all? Would America still be America? Would it be the same as it is right now in 2024?
Absolutely not. I don't think so. I believe if they had just left the indigenous people here to do whatever they were going to do with the land and live here, grow here, be at peace, I think it would have worked out much better than it has for all of us. And of course, for us being brought from Africa, that right there started. I got really strong feelings about us being brought here. And as much as people say how great this country is, I think we would have been just fine in Africa.
Absolutely. Toussaint, talk to me, brother. Had the ship not arrived at all, would America still be America? Would America still be the same?
Let me sing you a song right here. This land is your land. This land is my land. Okay. How that's working out for you?
Wow.
How that's working out for you?
Not too well, brother.
How does that sound? Does that even sound true? Babylon. Enslaved people. You wonder how all these pyramids, they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Moses, Abraham came to a land and called Canaan, and the Lord told him, he says, I'm going to give you this land. But here's the kicker. Your seed is going into bondage.
Wow.
For 400 years. And that's just what happened. But the place of bondage wasn't their land. They couldn't claim Egypt. It wasn't the promise. Just suppose this land that we're in, that we're trying to keep calling our own, not yours. It's just a place of chastisement because of your deeds.
Yeah.
You depend on everybody but God.
Mm.
And here you go. And if you don't be careful, this gonna wind up your Babylon, your second bondage.
Mm-hmm.
Because you cried out to him, he came and rescued you, gave you some stuff when you come out of Egypt, brought you to Goshen, and you act a fool again.
All over again. All over again. Yes, sir. Wow.
Now you got to repeat the process.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, now, here's what you're going to do. Build you some houses and plant you some vineyards. Because 70 years, you're going to be here.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
But it ain't your land.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've never been an American.
Mm-hmm.
I've never accepted the American dream. It's a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
When we gonna wake up?
Wow.
I think. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready, Raheem.
Okay. Hold on for a minute. Let Tucson finish his thought. Finish your thought, Tucson.
You know, I'm I don't mind shutting up.
Finish your thought, man.
Just saying, like, we claiming what means to be ours.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose, because things happen over and over again, especially to God's people, because they won't listen to him. And when I'm just trying to get this thing and rethink this thing, is it possible that they stayed in Egypt not to claim Egypt? They never did claim Egypt. They went back to Babylon. I mean, to Canaan again. The promise is still unfulfilled. It's not complete.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finished my thought, Raheem. You go ahead, whoever.
Badger, talk to me.
You know, when talking about these things, I absolutely don't think America would be the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a discussion with somebody one time about white history.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought up an interesting thing. The people that lived along the Mediterranean Sea, the Romans and things of that nature, considered the people of Britain, Ireland, Nova Scotia, and the Noetic, and things of that nature, savages, pagans, and they genocided those people. So the tribes of those time, which continues to happen today, of if you don't accept this box that we're giving you, we will kill your family.
Mm.
Superior firepower. I almost guarantee you that if the Europeans and all that stuff and those that continued the Roman Empire all the way to today didn't get access to guns and gunpowder, the entire world would have come out different.
Mm-hmm.
The moment gunpowder got bought by those that could afford it, and then started to develop armies and things of that nature, and then go, well, our religious belief. Notice I said religious. I'm not, because it's been done by many different people, many different groups. Gave us this power, so we're gonna show the infidels, the ones that aren't practicing what we're practicing, that they're less than, and we're going to take them, make them into slaves, genocide them if they don't do what we want, and so on and so on. The moment greedy human beings found a way to overpower those that didn't have it, and the predominant cause was gunpowder.
Wow. Willow.
Go ahead.
Willow.
Hey, Raheem, what's going on?
Let's talk about value, because it sounds as though, if we saying that America would not be the same had the ship not arrived. Do they value us and everything that we have brought to the table here in America, here in the United States of America? Do they value us? Barrington, come to you next, and then
Well,
we're gonna go to Ibrahim.
when you talk about do they value, maybe I don't know, you talking about other cultures,
Yes.
but I do believe that some do value what we contribute into this world. You got, man, when you come to our culture, you're talking about talented.
Mm-hmm.
We changed football. We changed basketball. Now they're getting into hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Lord help us.
Mm-hmm.
So are they valuing the actors and actresses that are contributing to this country? Now, personally, do some don't? Of course they don't. Come on. Because you're gonna have that to the end of age, when Christ comes back. But I do think there is some value from some, because we are so talented as people. Sometimes we even forget how talented we are, because we let it go right to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And that's what's on my heart right here.
Good deal. Barrington, talk to me, brother.
Repeat the question for me, Raheem.
First, would America be the same had the ship not arrived? And do they value us? Do America value us as individuals, as people?
Okay. No, they don't. And I say that to say they work very hard to make sure we don't know who we are and where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
They work very hard to manipulate our entire existence.
Mm-hmm.
They don't teach us that we were kings and queens in Africa. They don't teach us that. They teach us that we were animals running around with no clothes on, and that's what they teach. I mean, they teach us that Christopher Columbus came here. We need to value him because he's the one who discovered America. You can't discover a place where there are already people at. Like you can't walk in my house and be like, "Hey, I discovered this. It's mine now." You can't do that.
Exactly.
Exactly. So do they value us? No, they value us in a monetary perspective. They value us as far as what they can get from us. They value us as far as, the use of our physical and mental abilities. But at the same time, they're gonna do it. They're gonna get us to do it, and then they're gonna take credit for it.
Yep.
So they don't value us. They use us.
Manipulate.
Use and manipulate. And I mean, the thing is that everybody on this earth is here to be used, just not misused. We all got a purpose.
Yeah.
But the misuse, and I can only imagine how many amazing, they say it all the time, because she brought up sports, like the best basketball player, we don't even know who he is. We think it's Michael Jordan. It was not Michael Jordan. He didn't even get a chance because he was devalued and he was not held as a quality human being, and he accepted that. She accepted that. We got so many doctors, lawyers, like all these amazing people who didn't even get into their purpose, their existence, simply because of the environment. And that's why I say, go back to that other question, it's important to know where we come from. Because when you know where you come from, you don't accept what they give you when you reach that destination. You don't just accept it. And I think that's why I feel like that's very important to know where you come from. Because when you know you come from kings and queens, you're gonna move a lot differently than, oh, nah, I come from bush people. Now I'm trying to fit into a society with them. Now I'm trying to make my hair look like their hair. Now I'm trying to, adapt to their, their standards. And that's not value. Just to turn around and try to be everything that we are on the back end of it. So nah, they don't value us.
Exactly. Ibrahim, what do you say to that?
Right here. Oh yeah, okay, thanks. I was kind of busting, right? Because that's the difference between a European propaganda and actual history. Because see, the way you do history, if you eliminate things and you focus on one area, like 1/10, 1/100th of the world, or 1/1000th of the world, one millionth of the people in the world, and then everything else seems to be non-existent. Now, and I talk about Benin Empire. Y'all can look it up. Before there was even a mention or thought of somebody named Yeshua, there's no one in history named Jesus. That didn't come about to 1600. But anyway, Yeshua, before he was born and known and given all these different things, Africans was trading with North America, West Africa. Plenty of history on that. Some people we vicariously talk about a sliver of it, like 1 second of it. We talk about Mansa Musa. That's 1 second, like it's a myth almost. But we don't talk about the Egyptians were seaport towns. They actually traded not only with America, but the Pacific Ocean, across the Pacific. On the east coast of Africa, there's evidence before the Europeans started becoming seafaring nations. There were Africans around Mozambique and all that was trading with the Asians. The early Asian fleets that were trading with North America on the coastline, if you look at their composition, makeup, and demographics, they were African Asians, Afro-Asians, we say here, right? So will America be different? Somewhat. The color of America might be different. You know what I mean? There might be some people who have spirituality might be different. But this would still be the way that all the admixture of different cultures and talents. This would be an empire, just like India and anybody else, because land, the ideology of spirituality, religion, seems to look like that's the cause of war. But war has always been over land and resources, and people are resources. You own the land, you own the people. That's part of the bounty, right? And so we would be a powerful nation. Would we be as hostile? Maybe so. The Europeans didn't invent the gun, nor did they knew about gunpowder before people in Asia did. Or the Middle East, we call it now, or Africa, knew about the gunpowder. They had uses for it, right? And also the biggest thing about the crossbow. They had automatic crossbows. If you want to look at real Asian history, you look at from our perspective, you don't hear all that. Oh, they didn't have this, they didn't have that. And we minimized what we actually had. We had the two largest man-made structures in the world. First would be the wall of China. The second would be in Benin Empire, 10,000 miles of walls and moats. The British founded them started about before 4,000 or 5,000 years before the birth of Yeshua. And the British destroyed hundreds of years later, around about the 1800s, where they finally knocked down most of the walls. And again, a lot of people were taken to these seaport towns that became slave towns, known as slave towns, instead of gold and spices and stuff, right? They became known as slave towns. And these people were brought there, were sold into slavery, because slavery was a trade that threw African almost in 90% of the world before the Europeans crawled out the cage. This was conquest of land and resources, selling and trading and swapping of land and resources. We have a humanity. We have a humanity here. We want to lament about our situation, but we care nothing about the people across the sea. We care nothing. We talk about Africa. We care nothing what the second largest population in the world, Africa, at the first largest, and that's in Brazil, Colombia. That's the largest population, 190 some million people. We got 48 million here in America. Now the smallest amount is like places like Jamaica. We talk so much. The largest, Haiti, Mexico. Mexico is like third or fourth behind us, right? And when we talk about things like we have no knowledge of, because the propaganda tells us that you are weak. You are weak now. You have no connection. We got to reconnect Africa. When even Marcus Garvey understood the idea of reconnecting the people in South America, Central America, and the islands, he knew that.
Good
but
deal.
They talk
Good
about
deal.
like he wants, So the way we say it, we are enslaved throughout physical and mental slavery from being here, and we don't produce anything now. We consume everything we buy, everything we want and need. We have to buy from the very people we claim that we're hostile against, and even accelerate celebrate the same propaganda and then try to say it's ours when ours is so far beyond and so great and so rich.
Wrap it up for me, Ibrahim.
So we want, okay, we've been towards the conqueror, you know, and I stand about it. And anything, as I say, I can prove it out. No doubt.
Good deal. Good deal. Leonard, welcome back, brother. Question for you. What is more important? Sure. What is more important, man? And you know, we talk about the slave ship. We talk about the anyway. What is more important? Where they picked us up or where they dropped us off?
Both are just as important.
Explain it to me.
It just depends on what story you want to hear.
Wow.
But both of them are part of the story. If you deny one part, then you don't know it all.
Okay.
You don't know why things may be the way they are. Like some people pretend like they don't know how we got to where we are today. All you got to do is go back and read it.
Yeah. The story tells itself.
Pretty, you know, one thing we have been doing as a modern civilization is definitely documenting what we have been doing. So, you know, it's just a matter of perspective and how people want things to go. If you want to deceive people and create your own story, you do what the colonists did. You know, they came up with a whole new story about religion and Jesus and all these other types of things. So when you're talking about where you got picked up from, there's a whole history about what happened before you got picked up there as well. And where you were going, there's a whole separate history there. There are some people that even would sit around and try to devalue other people's story. Like, say, for instance, where you got dropped off at. How often do you think of those Africans that got dropped off in the Caribbean? Those Africans that once they were able to, slaves, and once they were free, they didn't come to America. They went other places in the world after they were set free. Think about those that actually were on the boat, and then escaped. Think about the ones that jumped off the boat and would rather drown than even find out where they were going.
And see, I was going to, that's why I was going to go. That was my next question right there about that particular instance. And since you put it out there, I'm going to go ahead and ask you the question. Do you think some people look at it differently? Some people look at it differently. I know how I see it, but it's not about how I see it. I want to ask you how you see it. The ones that decided to jump overboard knew what was going on. They saw what was going on. They saw the condition that they was in at that point on the journey. So they knew what the journey, once they get there, what it's going to be like. Do you consider them to be heroes or cowards for jumping overboard?
I don't consider them to be either of those. I believe that those were determined and committed individuals.
Committed?
Yes.
Okay.
Committed to their freedom.
Okay. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Cassandra Alexander Green, you with us?
Yes.
Cassandra, what do you say? They jumped overboard. They saw the situation that they was in on that particular ship, how they was being treated and mistreated. And so they say, look here, I'd rather jump overboard. I'd rather jump overboard than to go to where y'all taking me to. Would you consider them to be heroes or cowards?
I consider them heroes. I consider them heroes. I mean, you can say, well, at least they be alive, and everybody didn't want to be enslaved.
Yeah.
And I knew what was coming because you had me shackled on the ship. So did I think we were going to get there and all of a sudden you were going to let me go and I was going to be able to live a life that's full of it? No, they wanted to be free and decide their own destiny. That's the way I look at it. They didn't want somebody else to give them a destiny. They chose their own fate. Let me put it like that. And I believe, for me, that I probably would have been one of them. I'd rather jump overboard. I'd rather die free.
So it's the mindset of I'd rather die on my feet than to live on my knees.
Man, listen. all day long. I'm sorry. And you know, and different people look at that differently. But no, to even if today we were to go back to slavery, I would fight till I die. They'd have to just go ahead and kill me.
Yeah.
They'd have to just kill me. But bottom
Yeah,
line,
because we'll be slaughtering them. We'll be slaughtering them.
man, listen, it would be Nat Turner all over again. I couldn't do it. You are not going to enslave me. No, that's not. So to me, they were heroes.
Okay.
I don't see them as cowards.
Good deal. She, what do you say to that, man? Were they heroes? She still with us? I think we might have lost she just now. Let me go to Willa. Were they heroes, Willa, or were they cowards?
I'm with Miss Cassandra. I certainly feel the way she feels, as though, you know, like at one point they didn't have a choice. But at that point that they had a choice to make the decision about their lives, they made it. And I would call them a hero because they knew what they had been through. And they certainly didn't want to go to something they didn't know. They knew what they had been through, so they didn't want to go to a place that was going to add to what they've been through and more. So I certainly agree with what she's saying. Because, I mean, even today, Raheem, you look at today, we are so much enslaved within ourselves today, and people don't even realize that they've enslaved themselves.
Come on.
We do it all the time. We enslave ourselves. We enslave ourselves to debt. We enslave ourselves to other things that we don't have to. Come on now. I'm going to stop right there because you're going to have to tell me to shut up. And that's on my heart.
Good deal. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Before I be a slave, I'll be resting in my grave. Go home to my Lord, be free. There are some people that say, well, I'm just gonna be in the hands of the Lord. I can't. This is not the direction that I want to go.
Yeah.
Whether they're trying to force me or not, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I got it. I wonder how we added, because we don't know what people do in their dying moment. I can't find. Let me not say that. Somebody's gonna jump off the building and say, "Well, Tucson say suicide ain't an unforgivable sin." Well, I can't find it. I know people's opinion, but I still can't find it. Anyway, there's some other things that I was thinking about. Raheem, if this country would be any better. Well, all these crazy people running into each other because there ain't no flash, ain't no red light. And I ain't picking no doggone more cotton in my hand. Cotton picker.
Yeah. Wow.
No. So if I'm like Cassandra, you got me chained up. You think you mean me any good?
None.
You're making me eat like an animal. That's what you think I am.
And he got us all laid on his floor, head to toe. Got us laid on his floor, head to toe. Man, come on now.
In your own seafood.
Yeah.
In your own craft. Like hogs and cattle. It don't matter. So if you get a chance to jump in the sea, well, hey, I don't know. So I don't know. You wanted me to say something, but I don't know what you want me to say. But I know you're not trying to dictate that. But I don't know, Raheem. Is it be coming to the point now that we better make some decisions on what we're gonna be who we gonna be. Because I'm glad that I think it was Wheeler did not call the pre-Hebrew boys Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That wasn't their name.
No.
That was their slave name. Why you want to keep calling them that? Oh, the Lord saved Daniel, Shadrach, and Meshach, and Abednego, and the other Negro. But they didn't lose their integrity.
Wow.
Bet you that.
Exactly. Frank Logan, what's more important, brother?
Hey, man.
What's more important?
I'm scared to answer after two sides.
Hey, come on.
Go ahead.
What's more important, man? Where they picked us up or where they dropped us off? And second part of the question, would America be the same had the ship not come at all?
You know, Raheem, I was watching I think it was Beat Bobby Flay. It's a cooking show.
Yeah.
I think they would, you know, people would challenge him, and it was Italian week. And the people that were cooking, they were Italian. The people that were the judge, they were Italian. And they were cooking a meal that was famous in Sicily. And the guy was over there cooking, and he was singing, and then he just started speaking. And the other Italian guy on the panel began to speak back to him in their native language, right? Broke my heart, man. They took our culture from us. They not only did they enslave us, our culture, the who we are, they took from us. And you can't give it back.
No.
I can buy a ticket, and my son's friends just came back from Africa with his family. When we go over there, they hate us almost as much as they hate white Americans. Man, that just, you know, in the Bible it says, it'll make the reference, and he knew her, you know, and that's not that, oh, well, she lived down the block, or he went to junior high school with her. That meant that they were in an intimate relationship. It was something intimate about that relationship. He knew her. That means it wasn't casual. Dude, we don't know Africa.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's like to come from our native land. And we'll never, we're not a part of our culture, man.
Wow.
And as far as what America would be, who cares? Dude, you can't rob me and say, well, you're gonna make some more money anyway as you run away. Who cares?
Wow. Badger, talk to me. Barrington, coming to you next, brother.
Man, there's a lot to it. You know, even like trying to figure out how different would America be if none of that happened.
Had the ship not arrived.
Yeah, but on the same hand, you know, would everything that have happened here, would that have happened in America or Asia or something else or somewhere else or India? You know, in a lot of ways, it did to a degree, but not to the extreme.
My thing is, my thing is, Badger, had they just left everybody where they were, leave them where they are. You know, Instead of trying to take them and put them where you want them to be for the benefit of you, leave them where they are. And let's talk about it from that standpoint. Had everybody been left where they were, would America be the same?
Oh, dude, no, not at all. I think the harmony of the planet would have been entirely different if everyone was left where they are. The respect a lot of humans had before colonization was a lot closer to God than what we have today. The respect for human life was at a higher standard than it is today. The fact that I mean, I know I keep bringing up guns, but it's too easy of an example. You know, I remember when people were worried about knives, and now it's like, why are you so stupid to bring a knife to a gunfight? Because everyone has access to it, even kids.
Wow.
So, would it be different? I sure do think so. But it also depends on if. But then, on the same hand, would someone else have filled the role of the greedy within each of the countries?
Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Barrington, what do you say to that, brother? Had the ship not arrived at all, would America still be the same?
I ain't gonna lie, I just digested a lot from a lot of y'all, and I wanted to jump in so many times. I was having a hard time, man. No, I don't think we'd be the same, but going back to the gentleman, like I'm of Caribbean descent. I'm Jamaican. And you know, one thing I started asking myself once I came out of my whole being a part of my environment was why. There was a big question I started asking in regards to everything, as in regards to why. And when I look at manipulation and just the control of the media, you look at a place like Haiti. Haiti was the only place to liberate itself.
Yep.
And then they deemed Haiti Devil Town with voodoo and all these different things. And
Haiti
then
fought them off. Haiti fought them out of there. Haiti, y'all getting up out of here. Haiti fought them back.
Tucson.
Get up out of here.
Tucson.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, and then when I look at even Jamaica, my country, Jamaica, I remember there was this big thing about, oh, Jamaicans don't, they don't mess with gay people, and they're a very like gay bashing country. And I said they're not gay bashing. What I don't think you all realize is that Jamaica is a buck breaking country, a country where they would take slaves who were rebellious to break them.
Wow.
And one of the main ways they used to break them was they would take tools and different things, and they were doing a lot to them. So that's why there's a big thing about no sodomy. That's a big thing in Jamaica, because they were being sodomized. You know, now going back to because I actually answered the question about would it be the same, but you had a question about the slaves, were they heroes?
Yes, for jumping overboard.
They were some of the most powerful people
Lord.
that boat.
Yes.
And I say that because they took their destiny into their own hands and said, my destiny will not be controlled by someone else. It will be controlled by me or over my dead body.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, and that is a very strong and powerful level of leadership. To say, look, y'all can have this, but this, I'm going to see the king. I'm gonna go see the king. But they not finna rule me.
That's right.
So that's right. I thought it was very powerful. And then you got to think about that ship. I mean, they were raping the women. They were like, it was a lot going on, and then they got them. They're sitting down, they're locked into this tight little thing, and they're literally using the bathroom and defecating on themselves for 2 weeks. That's no way to live. And then that's why I say they made it seem like, oh, they're animals. I was just watching this podcast the other day where this girl was like, I did not realize my blackness was a thing until I came to America.
Wow.
And that's the thing, is divide and conquer over and over and over. And then it got so bad, they divided so much of us as a country racially. And then we started blending, after a while you got jungle fever. After a while, you got all this interracial. Then it's like, oh, well, now we have the LGBT. There is a new gender every week.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just like, yo, like, this is a form of manipulation. They are in control of the media. And one of the biggest things, people always talk about the real world. And I'm gonna jump off after this. People talk about the Real World TV show a lot, but really, the news. The news covers all genres every night.
Yep.
And if you are invested enough, you're gonna go through a roller coaster of emotions. So
exactly.
Just the manipulation in itself, man. This place would be, and like my brother was saying earlier, like, there was a way more respect for life. They didn't slaughter animals unless there was, it was a certain time to slaughter the animal. They wasn't just out here killing them the way we killing them now.
Just willy-nilly.
Yeah. So it's there's a lot you got to look at, and like the brother said, like guns, man. Like, guns was the only thing they created, and they were the ones who used it to their advantage. Because I could only imagine the first time an African was shot in front of another group of Africans, and they was like, "Whoa,
what's that? What is that?" Wait.
And I'm gonna say this, as someone who's traveled to Africa, they don't hate us. Somebody said, like, oh, they hate us more than they hate. No. I can't. That is something I can't agree with. Because if anything, they look at us as an opportunity. Like, when I got to Africa, I mean, it was one of the best times of my life. Hands down, man. And to know the amount of resources that are being ripped from that country without our benefit. I can't really agree with that, because the same thing going on in America is going on in Africa, just in a different way.
Wow.
Just in a very different way.
So can I ask you a question, brother? You're Jamaican, right?
Yes, sir.
How many languages do you speak?
And it's funny you said that. I only speak 2 languages. When I went to Africa, they were speaking hundreds of languages.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
so
I'm
you
just saying.
speak 2 languages, right? I work with probably 40 Africans, and I sat down with them, and I think that they will embrace a brother from one of the islands a little different than someone that just comes from America.
But I present myself as an American. Most people don't know I'm Jamaican unless me make them know I'm Jamaican. You see what I'm saying? I travel as an American, so everybody assumes I'm American. No matter where I go, unless they hear me talking about my mom or my grandmother, that's when they're like, "Wait, what was that?" I travel as an American. I don't travel as a Jamaican.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
You've traveled the world. You come from Jamaica, and this is something that I bring up on the show many times. We
just jumping in today, but that's okay. Go ahead.
That the reason when people travel to other countries is because of the American selfish ego that we deal with, and other people in other countries can sense that. But then when people like you go over, who, even though you're American, you're very humble. Do they pick it up? And is that why Americans are viewed the way that they are?
Ego is something that's bred into us. Like that, the way we move around in this country was, again, we're trained. We're only as good as we're trained. And unless we separate from that training and find our own training, we're gonna just go along with those same egotistical doctrines that we've been bred into. So I think I do. I mean, I will say I feel like as though I may have an advantage because of how I view the world and because of how I see things and because I understand like just the mental health and the training of a lot of why people operate the way they do. But there's corruption in every. When I was in Africa, true story. When I was in Africa, on the live debate, the Zimbabwe he was Zulu, live on the debate to another African. He's looking at this guy during the debate, got a suit on, and he literally goes like this. He's like,
wow,
I've never seen nothing like that in my life. I was mind blown. So there's corruption and ego everywhere. You know, there's no part of this country that's exempt from it. You know, so it's just a matter. And yeah, go ahead.
No. No, go finish your thought.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, you know, it's like the same poop, different toilet. You know what I'm saying? It's literally, that's literally what we're looking at in a lot of different instances, man. And until we as human beings and understand like just the value of life, because the value of a dollar is way more than a human life.
Yeah.
And we can burn that dollar, but guess what? We can go recreate it. Once a life is gone, we can't recreate that life.
Exactly. Can you see the screen? Brandon, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
I think somebody talking to you, so I'm gonna put this on the screen. Can you see what they say? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether that's.
I have no what that is.
Okay.
That's
I think
gamer lingo, and just ignore it.
Okay. I didn't know. I have no idea what that is. Anybody, it's time for us. Actually, it's our 10:05. Time for us to get out of here. Frank, we're gonna get you the prayers out today. Frank, if you're available. Definitely want you to do that. Anybody have anything else they want to say before we get out of here, Barrington? I want you to, before we even do that, let's do this. Tell them about your movie one more time, Barrington. Come back on the screen, brother. Tell them about your movie. Tell them about your movie one more time. It's gonna be premiered tomorrow. How can they watch it? What time? How does this whole thing play out? And if they want to get in contact with you, they may have a part for you. How can they get in contact with you?
So again, you can find me on any social media platform, and right now I am very, very active on social media, so I will see your message. You can find me at Stephen Barrington, STEPHEN BARRINGTON, and that's on all social media platforms, from Twitter to Facebook to Instagram. I'm on actively, so that's probably your best bet to find me. Facebook, Raheem will tell you I didn't see his message for a good little while.
Yes, sir.
Very grateful that I'm here today, guys. I'm very happy that I was able to be on. I'm glad I went to work out early. That way I was able to stay on with you all. You all had some great discussions, great topics. The name of the film is called Vicious Murder. And it's gonna be released tomorrow at Tubi. And I have a lot of films all over the place, to be honest with you. So if you go on any streaming platform and you put my name in, those films will come up. I think I have like 12 films on Tubi right now.
Wow.
And then I have some on Netflix. I have a huge show on Apple TV called The Crowded Room. And then I have a lot of stuff coming out. So Raising Kanan season 4. If y'all watch Raising Kanan, I'll be on season 4 Raising Kanan. I'll be on FBI Most Wanted season 6. And then I got a host of movies. There's a movie though called The Rewrite that will be out in 2025.
Yes.
And y'all can mark my words right here, just like I told Raheem. That film is the catapult for me personally.
Wow.
That film is the catapult, and it actually goes. It's actually enthralled in everything we talked about today.
Wow. Okay.
And it's called Rewriting the Script. It's called The Rewrite because we rewriting the script. and that film is gonna be a very, very special film. So I'm looking forward to that to come out. Along with some horror films. I got a lot of stuff coming, man.
Good deal.
So yeah, tomorrow, Vicious Murder, and then yeah, you go ahead and look me up, find me on social media. I'll be glad to add you back. I'm not one of those people that need. I can only follow 100 people. I will follow whoever who is ever willing to talk and is on something positive. If you ain't moving positively, I will delete you though.
There you go. And let me ask you this question now.
Hey, Raheem, can you ask him one more time to text you the name of that book? Because I want to get that book.
The Four Agreements?
Oh, I got that book. I got it upstairs. I'll take a picture of it, Frank, and I'll I got it upstairs. I'll take a picture and send it to you.
So the Four Agreements and the Art of Seduction. The Art of Seduction and the Four Agreements are two books that I live heavily by. So those are two amazing books.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you this question, Barrett. Before you go, man. You about to catapult. You about to, you about to go up there, and when you get there, you ain't gonna forget about DKM, are you?
Forget about who?
DKM, us.
No. I can't forget about my foundation, and that's what I'm saying. I can't forget about my foundation.
There you go.
There's so many people who have helped me get to where I am, and they're like, "Oh, you don't owe me nothing." I'm like, "But boy, you don't even understand the way I'm coming to adjust some things."
Yeah.
So God rest my mother's soul. I know my purpose has a lot to do with the people I've met and crossed paths with on this journey. That's why you can message me, and I'm willing to jump on here because I ain't never gonna be too big. I will never be too big.
How Denzel said, my man. Cassandra Alexander Green. Cassandra?
Yes, sir.
Somebody joined this broadcast super late, and they said, look at here, man, they talking about some powerful things today. I wish there was a way that I could hear or see it in its entirety. Cassandra, can you help them out?
I can definitely help them out with that. If you have missed the show and would like to see any of it in its entirety, please tune in to dkmmediagroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, if you've missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, tune in to dkmmediagroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, now y'all know this is the part of the broadcast where we do our pledge. Who's going to do the pledge with me? Willa! Willa might have to step away for a second.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that website one more time? Sorry.
DKMmediagroup.com. DKMmediagroup.com. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, cool.
Now Willa, I think Willa's occupied right now, so I'm gonna need somebody to say this pledge with me. Frank, you there?
I'm with you, big dog.
Let's do it. I will take this day.
I will take this day
and be the best that I can be. Do the best that I can. And help as many people as I can to do the same thing. I promise to do this with love. Compassion. And the grace of God. Giving him all the honor. All the praise. And all of the glory. In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen, amen, and amen. Now, Frank, you're doing double duty, brother, because I need you to pray us out. You gonna be able to pray us out this morning? Frank Logan? Frank, you there? Something just happened. Frank, can you hear me? Can anybody on the phone hear me? Leonard, are you there? Oh, yeah. I'm
doing something, but I hear you.
Okay, Frank Logan, you there? Frank done muted his phone or something. Cassandra.
Yes, sir.
Pray us out, ma'am.
Father, we thank you for everything that has been said and done on this day thus far. God, we bless you for the young man. We ask you to cover him under your wings, God. Continue to lead and guide him. God, we thank you for everyone that is a part of DKMMediaGroup.com and those in the listening audience. We ask you to bless, lead, and guide them on this day. We thank you, Father. We give you all the honor, glory, and praise. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Anybody have anything they want to say before we get out of here?
Thank you.
Praise God. Praise God. We're going to get out of here. Let me see. Let me pull my screen up right here. And I'm going to send you a copy of it too, brother.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank y'all for having me, man. I'll be glad to come back anytime, man. So,
man,
just let me know.
You more than welcome whenever you want to come back. You let me know. You let me know, man. Hey,
I should be in Atlanta from October 18th through the 26th working on a film. So I'll reach out to you so we can break some bread or something, brother.
Man, come out have dinner with us, man. Come out have dinner with us. I'm gonna tell my wife you're coming now. I'm gonna tell my wife you're coming, so she's gonna be for you.
I know y'all miss Obi.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on that note, we're about to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:15. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple, I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some less light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it. And I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow morning. If God say the same. Have a great day. Love you. Please be blessed, y'all.